Welcome back to the Borthers podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are on number 19 this week. Quite a week, might I say. We have a lot to talk about, and it's not all the best things to talk about, but we got quite a lot to talk about, I'd say. How are we doing today, lads? What's good?
Pretty good, senor.
Dude, I played Gears of War 4 this morning. Oh my!
I saw that you were ripping.
Dude, I was destroying kids. It was actually insane. I can't wait to play it more. It's really fun.
Was that what Gears of War was that?
It's the latest one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good stuff.
Do they have a Gridlock and Raven Down by chance?
I think so. They do have a lot of the classic maps like Bell Tower and stuff. So it's a good time though.
Nice. I've never played a more rage-inducing game than Gears 1. That
Dude,
was like my all-time most. I loved it, but I hated it at the same time. Like, just with all the people that would go around like crab walking back in the day, roadie run glitching, and all, dude. Getting Superman was the worst feeling in the world. Like, you thought getting like BXR'd in Halo 2 or getting like.
Wait, what's Supermaning in Gears? What is that?
That's when someone has a sniper and you dive to try and like judge the snipe. And then he judges your dive, and then while you're in mid-dive, he headshots your head explodes.
Yeah. Oh, no.
That happened to someone in my game today.
That's tough. Yeah, I suck at Gears. I'll be the first one to admit it. I can't wall bounce for my life. I don't know what's going on half the time. I'll get like boom shotted across a map or something. I'll be like, all right, this isn't for me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just bad. I've never played it really, so. Except like at buddies' houses, play like horde mode and shiz like that. But
I forgot they had the one that kind of in that whole horde mode.
Right?
Horde mode?
Horde mode. Horde.
Horde mode's a section on Twitch now.
Unsolicited section.
Just chatting, by the way. No, but yeah, Gears of War has come a long way. I miss that game, dude.
They're coming out with a new one, right?
Yep, I think it's next year.
All right, another year? Holy!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Dang.
This year, rather.
True, it is the new year.
2019.
Is this our first podcast of 2019?
It is.
It is. Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome. It seems. I don't know if it seems all that different, but you know, we're getting after it this year. What did we say? Like New Year's resolutions are like. I guess I don't call them resolutions, but just like plans for the next year. Did we talk about those last podcasts? I don't even remember. Maybe we touched on it, but I mean, we could just go around the table again. Why not start it off like that? Jagger, what are we doing this year? What are we working on to better ourselves this year?
We gotta do the Instagrams, which I saw.
Yeah.
I gotta do that. It's so, like the social media thing's big for me. I need to get better on doing that. I wish I could do YouTube, but I mean, that's a tall order.
Yeah,
I have a guy I'm having a guy like make videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how regularly that can come out. So,
trying
to be more active, get the name out there a little bit more.
Okay. So just being more active, getting better with the socials. Never a bad thing. I mean, I struggle with that too. I'm trying to do the same thing. Just get more content out there, I think, is the biggest thing for me. Work harder, get better at the socials, stuff like that. Because I think a lot of it for me is just like, a lot of it's just being lazy, to be honest. But I think I can get better at it. Just setting a schedule, making sure I want to say better at time management is a better way of explaining it. I want to better myself with my time management more because I struggle with it severely. So that's the one for me, the big one, time management.
It's always starting like you set a schedule for yourself and starting on time. That's a big thing with me too.
It's tough, dude.
Like I'm always like 30 minutes late or something like that. I'm like, I just need to stick to it. Need to stop oversleeping for naps. Get a good sleep schedule going. Don't don't break the rules on it.
Right.
Just kind of abide by it.
How about you, Ryan?
Done,
but... my plan is if I get like to 20 from a 20 to 25 view count by the end of the year, that's my plan.
Okay.
If I can get to that through maining a game or whatever, I'll be happy.
Nice.
But also, same thing with the socials. If my Instagram account wasn't hacked.
That's right.
I had 900 followers or something on there, and I can't freaking figure it out. So,
Jeez.
but yeah, same thing with the socials for sure.
Okay, cool. So we just got to get better on social media. I didn't think this was such a big thing, believe it or not, but like having a Facebook page is huge, evidently. Like just posting on there when you go live and like when your videos get updated and stuff like that. Just straight up having a Facebook page is huge, evidently. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So I'll have to start looking into that. I haven't used Facebook since literally it came out, I think. Like since high school, like early days of high school for me. But I don't know. I gotta get better with it. Gotta get on all of it. It takes a little extra time. I don't know. Last year I just kept telling myself it's like, oh, it takes like an extra 40 minutes before I initially start, but it makes a big difference, believe it or not. Like me just doing like Instagram stories alone, like I have like 60 plus people minimum that just look at that. People just see a story up on the top, click it, and just scroll through all of them. It's like, huh. Imagine if I did that all last year, you know? Just exposure. More exposure, man. I think we all got to work on that, but so that's pretty much it then. Just working harder, man. Yeah. I mean, obviously like the health thing for me too, but I have full faith that I'm going to be able to do that cuz I did it. I mean, I've already done it, but just taking care of myself a little bit more. But I've been good on it already. I'm already a weekend. I did 2 24-hour fasts this weekend. I'm getting after it.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep my appendix and shit, just all the every organ that I may or may not need, just keep them happy, but still like living the same lifestyle. So I know you can. I know it's not gonna happen, but as I drink a glass of wine, we're gonna see how.
There's nothing wrong with a nice red glass of wine.
It's actually good to
or a
have
bottle.
little bit of,
yeah, isn't like red wine pretty like good for you every now and again?
Yeah,
has
like having
antioxidants
a
and stuff.
yeah, like a glass of it a night or something is pretty good for you.
Probably got some like
Moderation, though.
antioxidants or some shiz in there. It's like, sure.
But no, man, that's really about it. I didn't have too much. It's probably just not dying and streaming more. Basically, it's really about it.
Yeah, that's
Not exciting as that sounds.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh lordy. Yeah, I didn't do much in the new year, or like for New Year's. I usually just work, so it's like, yeah. Most people just go out and get crazy, but I haven't gone out for New Year's ever, I don't think. Honestly.
Yeah.
Not that I
didn't do
can
anything
remember.
Dude, we went on New Year's Day at like 5:00 in San Antonio downtown, like downtown area.
Oh man.
It was completely dead. It was so great. It was like almost San Antonio was like a ghost town.
Really?
Like a few cars coming here and there, but like we got reservations. We tried to go to this Brazilian steakhouse at
Ooh.
at 5, like right when they open. And if you never been to one, it's really cool. It's like they have a really like a decked out salad bar, and they have this card. They have this card on one side it's green, one side it's red.
Oh yeah.
So whenever you have it on green, people will come around with skewers of meat.
Oh.
Carve the meat off, and they have like sirloin. They have like bacon wrapped chicken. They have lamb and like literally everything, anything you can name.
That sounds so good.
Yeah. And then when you flip it over, flip over to red, they'll just leave you alone. But yeah, it was awesome. Of course, every time you go there, the waiters are always tired of hearing like, "Oh, we're just here for the meat." But seriously, that's all we were there for. Like we got one thing from the salad bar, and then we're like, "All right, just bring on the meat, dude."
Bring on the meat, baby.
I
Nice.
want to be shitting boulders by the end of this.
That'll do it. Nothing but solid. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I went.
So underrated going on New Year's Day than New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, dude, at a restaurant.
Forget that.
It's a hellhole, man.
Yeah, you would know more than anyone else here. I'll tell you that.
You're just gonna get shitty service, and everyone's gonna be looking to get you in and out of the seat as much as possible. Like you don't want to go to that,
right? And just the amount of people out there that are just being all goofy. It's like, yeah.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Plus those cops out there on those holidays, dude. Holy moly. Doing the Lord's work, man.
you imagine ever being a cop? I couldn't do it.
Ask Ryan.
What I'm doing.
Ask Ryan. Yeah.
Is that your end goal? To be like a police?
Yeah,
like,
well, I want to be do detective work. Most detective work requires you to be a police officer first, so we'll see. But
Yeah, get your
I would go
experience.
state trooper for sure, not town cop. 'Cause town cop is just it's rough.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it.
Yeah,
That's a job not for everyone. I'll tell you that.
yeah.
I knew a guy who had like, you know, when people are just kind of like naturally intimidating.
Mhm.
I had
Yeah.
this guy like that I knew, and he was like, he had that kind of like just posture, like he was just naturally intimidating. He was a manager at this like I don't know what you would call it, where like reupholster furniture and stuff, and you resell it. I don't know what the hell you call it, but he was kind of the manager of that place, and he had like this very like weird outer shell, and then like he finally told me, he was like, dude, I was a state trooper in California for like 30 years, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot imagine being that in California. Can you imagine, like, with all the especially with all the gangs and stuff? Like,
I couldn't. No freaking way, man.
Yeah,
Like, I
that.
wouldn't even. I'm not even gonna be one in Florida either. No.
Yeah, Florida cops have their work cut out for them.
Yeah.
Every time you go to Florida, you turn on cops. It's always some dude who's on PCP and he's like lifting up cop cars and shit.
Yeah,
right?
some psychos down there.
He's like walking at the cops. And they're like tasing him, but it's not doing anything. So they put like 3 tasers on him. He's like, he just keeps like walking at him. It's like, good lord, this guy's a fucking Hulk, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Good lord.
And they're always naked.
Yeah,
They're
I
always naked.
don't understand.
Put some clothes on.
Jeez, guess PCP makes you want to take your clothes off, I guess.
Do you guys think cops should be paid more?
Yeah, cops, teachers.
Yeah, it all because okay, so it depends. I think the cops that work overtime all the time, like 60-hour weeks, definitely like it's stupid that people should even have to work that much.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the fact that cops don't get any holidays off.
Mm-hmm.
On top of it is just like, come on, you gotta throw them a bone.
Or even
teachers.
even inner city cops in some of those tough areas. I think they're like literally FBI agents out there, dude. Straight up, they're just like a SWAT team, basically. It's like, holy moly. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't like Detroit or Chicago or something, like being a cop in one of those areas.
New York,
Atlanta, New York. Yeah, that's I don't think people, I don't know, realize how much stuff that they got to go through.
I feel bad for people like cops. Like, they definitely get like a little bit. The more you're in the, I guess the police, like you get to pick what shift you want to do. I feel bad for all the cops that do like the graveyard shift when it's all like, especially like in college towns or like like those metropolitan areas.
The people downtown that are literally there till like 6 a.m. shift wise. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You gotta deal with all the drunk people, people on drugs, homeless people. It's like, dear lord.
Yeah, it's not like Reno 911.
Yeah, no, it ain't like that. I feel like to be a cop, you really gotta obviously love what you're doing and like love the community that you're a part of and try to, obviously protect it. It's just, it's a very unique job that requires the right type of person, which, my next question, I don't know, we're going down the cop talk today. Next question. Do you guys think cops should require more training? I've had this talk with a lot of people.
Over recent events, I think so.
I would say more like recently than none, just because of a lot of the stuff going on these days.
I would say with how many occurrences there are recently, yes, but also at the same time, I don't know what kind of training goes on.
Right.
If I knew what was going on, if I see that they do get a lot of training, then I'd be like, I don't know why they would. But yeah, from my point of view right now, definitely.
So let me put it this way. If I got Paul Blart that's chasing me down the street, you know, like, he ain't catching me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless he pulls out his gun and shoots me in the toe or something, he ain't catching me, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like, I should say more like physical fitness wise, I think cops should have to require some sort of prestigious
test,
like
usually.
some sort of PT test where it's like you got to pass this, you got to be able to at least, you know, sprint a 60-yard dash without, you know, heffing over basically, you know, stuff like that, because like I've seen some cops out there, and bless their souls, but like there's no shot they'd catch someone if someone, like, let's just say someone grabbed a kid or something and like tried to like run away, you know, like big boy cop McGee's son over there isn't catching them at all, not even close. Like,
Yeah.
you know, situations like that.
Do you feel like training for like getting to the academy and all that has gotten a little bit more rigorous? Because back when I used to watch shows like Cops and everything, every cop would be like over 300 pounds. They'd be huffing and puffing. And now, like, I think you feel like most. I mean, you still have something like that, but it feels like cops nowadays, for the most part, are like fucking ex-Marines and shit. And like, if you tried to outrun them, they would just like chop on you fast and just like or not gun you down. That's a bad way to put it.
Yikes.
But just like tackle the shit out of you.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on which area you're in too, because from what I've seen, is a lot of state troopers are a lot more fit than the town ones.
Oh, I agree with that.
So
They probably get paid a little more too.
yeah, no, they definitely do.
I'm sure they do. Dude,
There was I saw this article in Massachusetts, the place that's right next to where my hometown is in Connecticut.
mm-hmm.
They were cops made like 6 figures last year.
Oh, really?
Like, I want to say top 10% of cops made like 6 figures, like 200K.
As they should.
Because they worked so much overtime.
That's insane though. Like,
yep.
but at the same time, who else is gonna do that? You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
their job. You know, it's there's no one else that's gonna do that. You know.
Yeah.
Can't pay all SWAT team members in every state and every county to just go out there and just, you know, special training out there just randomly. You know, they ain't gonna work like that. But yeah, I mean, as they should. Just like you said, the hours, man. Like, I mean, they're doing 60, 70 plus weeks or hour weeks easily. Some of those guys. And I got one time, the one time I got a ticket, I was speeding. It was a state trooper. Dude meant business. He was right to the point and meant business. He was not messing around, you know?
Yep.
Whereas I've been pulled over a couple other times where it's just like the cop's been just a normal dude, just chill. But them state troopers, they don't mess around, dog. They do not mess around. You guys ever been pulled over? Or like gotten a ticket? He goes, yeah.
Oh, dude. And it's always been like in little, those little like rural areas where it's like literally like 200 people living inside the town. Because those cops, like, they will wait for you to go like just a hair over the speed limit.
Nab ya.
Getting pulled over, man.
Yeah, that's just silly to me. I think it's just a waste of time when they do that. Like five over, you should never get pulled over. But
What's your Ryan? What's your opinions on monthly quotas?
that's so stupid. I can't believe that's even a thing. Honestly,
It is a thing, but
Like, so dumb.
I don't know. For those
I just don't understand what the point of that would be. Like,
for those
want
not
to
knowing
pull
what a
over a
monthly
certain
quota
set.
is, basically it's, you know, let's just say it's like a checkup, I guess, to make sure that the officer's doing their job, and they have to get a certain amount of, or they have to pull over a certain amount of people, whether it's, I don't know, on the road or checking up on stuff, that sort of thing. They have to meet that quota by the end of the month, basically. Otherwise, you know, they probably won't have a job, is my guess. I don't know how it all works, but
yeah,
you can just tell when someone's, you know, a little more antsy, just like, this guy's really riding my tail. He's looking at my license plate. All right, as his tabs expire, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of wish like back in the day when I was getting my first car, I kind of wish I had a Crown Victoria just because I wanted to be like that. And you can get them from like when the police do, or I guess I don't know if the police uh do this where they do the auctions off. They
Oh,
auction off
they
old police
do them
cars.
here. They scare me all the time, bro. It's got like the little weird mirror on the side. I'm like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
getting
the
pulled
little,
over,
like,
bro.
I don't know
spotlight
why
looking
that,
thing.
I don't know why they're allowed to keep that stuff on.
Yeah, they
It always
auction them
trips
all
me.
the time over here. Like I see them all the
Crazy.
time. They're like either all whited out or all blacked out, and I'm like, I'm getting pulled over. God, make
Dude,
sure
I
my
saw-
insurance is in the car. Like,
I wonder what the regulation is on that because I literally saw like 2 or 3 months ago, it was a car, or the Crown Victoria was all whited out, but it still had the police siren on it. And I don't know if it was connected or not because he, obviously didn't have it on. And I look inside the car and it's a normal dude. I had no uniform, nothing. Just driving down the highway. I was like, how is this legal? He
I
still
know
has the siren
I
on
know
it.
you're legally not allowed to keep like lights on in your car. Like the only ones that are allowed is the ones that police officers use or fire departments, which is just a blue. But if you use that and you're not a police officer or firefighter, you will get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I need to go to those auctions. I always wondered how fast one of those, like, and they probably
They probably like put
around.
they probably put like a little, I don't
the
know,
governor or something. On
yeah,
it, like,
something on it.
like the police interceptors or whatever. Oh, dude, those things glide down the highway. It's crazy.
There's around my local area, there's a cop, undercover guy, of course. It's a fully tinted out like what's the color? Like a navy blue, but like a dark navy blue Charger. And I see him sitting around here all the time. And like he'll just rip people out of nowhere. I know his spots now because he's around here so much, but like, yeah, you wouldn't even know it's a cop car. That's how like undercover it is. If you guys have seen those Chargers, those things fly.
Oh, yeah. I remember when those first came out. I was like, the cops are using Chargers now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
I know. I was like, what? Well, there's no winning this.
Where's the Crown Victorias, man?
Yeah, dude.
At least I stood a chance.
Right. I saw a video the other day. It was on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw it, but this dude is commentating over like a police chase. You always see those like helicopters flying over and shiz. It's filming the whole thing. It's like, and they're going for this third pit maneuver. Oh, and he gets out. This guy escaped like 4 pit maneuvers and just kept driving.
Yeah, I saw that.
You guys saw that?
The Chevy.
Oh my
or
gosh.
whatever.
That guy must have killed someone or something. I don't know, bro. He
Yeah.
wanted to get away. Must have committed a crime.
That wasn't the one where like what's a pit maneuver? Because I saw one where the cops where they kept like clipping him. When they clipped him, they would spin his car around. But the dude was like almost like a professional driver. And he would like turn into the clip, and he was able to maneuver his car
Yeah,
and
I
start
think
going
that
the
was
other
the
way.
video.
That was the video, I'm pretty sure.
that's what it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Dude, that guy was legit.
That's
Yeah,
the
he
pit
was
maneuver.
flying.
Yep. Yep, and that car still was just going after 4 pit maneuvers. I'm like, this guy's crazy. Yeah, good luck getting away. Get
Did
the
y'all see this shit that they're like, it's in the experimental phase, but it's kind of to like, so cops don't have to do the pit maneuver anymore. It's literally like inspired by like Spider-Man, but the cop has to get close enough to this car, and they're probably maybe like 10 feet away, which is a very hard thing to do when you're in a high-speed chase. But the front of the cop's car will shoot out this I don't know what it is, if it's like what material it is, if it's like cloth or what, but it shoots out this basically like this web, and the car automatically grabs like it gets around the axles of the car and just stops it. It just pulls it to a stop.
what?
Yeah, I wish I
That's
could have
crazy.
the video for it, but it looks insane. Like it's just like instant too. It just goes "Vroom," and then it's like wrapped around the car's axles.
How
You
do they
see, like,
get
it's,
it?
like,
How do they
gel
get
tape.
it in there? Is my question. Like,
I don't know if they shoot it up from up under the car or what, because it's like
Huh.
it's the car's like this. It's like a web that
yeah, because if it gets in your axle, it's like it's kind of almost be under the car, right?
yeah. But it's like the way they had it is it was at the front of the cop car. Then when the cop was about to shoot it, he made it web out like this, so it's like ready and primed. And then when he got close up to the car, it shot out and grabbed it. It was fucking cool.
That's crazy.
Who would have thought? Like
It's like,
the
how
it's like
how
the
useful is
spiked
that?
the spiked tire things. You guys ever seen those before?
Mhm.
That's wild.
God, remind me of all these old clips from cops. Do you remember when like the high speed chases would happen?
Dude,
Oh my
that
God.
show is insane.
They had the stop sticks, and I remember I was watching one. waiting for this this car to drive by. Like, yeah, we're on the side of the road waiting for this car to drive by. It's in a high speed pursuit. This guy literally has this. It's just a gigantic, like, almost 2x4 looking stick, and what he's trying to do is just throw it in front of the car so it gets the car to like bounce off the road or whatever. And they would literally like the guy. Of course, you couldn't ever get to work, but they would throw this gigantic stick across the street where they would slide it, and it would. Sometimes the car would hit it, but most of the time it wouldn't work. And they'd be like, he'd throw it, and then it wouldn't work. You look at the camera like, "Fuck, I tried." Like, dude, just get the spike strips.
Oh my gosh, that show! What a show!
Yeah, that show was awesome. I used to watch it all the time.
Bad boys, what you gon'? What you gon'?
Another good one they have on A&E is called what's it called? Live PD. Have you ever watched that, dude? It's like a rabbit hole.
Oh my god, dude!
You never stop watching it once you start
It's like
watching.
a live stream,
Right?
It's like a live stream cops. They get some good ones every once in a while. It's literally like they're like, all right, we're going live to Dallas, and this dude's like, they're like in like another high speed pursuit, or they're doing some like DWI sobriety test, and this person's like screwed up.
Yep.
The patience of cops during like the really messed up DWI exams, you got to give it to them.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
If it was me and you messed up on like the third or fourth try, I'm like, all right, you're going to jail.
All right, get in the back of the cop car.
Yeah.
Turn around, stick your hands up, read him the rights. Oh my goodness. Cops just don't get enough credit these days, man.
You gotta be patient to be a cop, man.
You really do. Like, if you have, I feel like if you have any anger issues, you shouldn't be a cop, man.
Definitely not.
No. In those high pressure situations, like, I think of it this way. Like, I always think of it in a scenario, if you have to somehow use a firearm, or you're gonna have to use a firearm, like, when to use it properly in a high stakes situation. That's got to be the hardest part of the job, because it's like, okay, you know, I gotta either apprehend the criminal here, or take his legs out, or shoot him without killing him, or not hit any civilians, or, you know, whatever happens in those situations. Like, a million things going on in like a millisecond. It's like, no, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's definitely high stress consistently.
I'm not saying that's like all they do. I mean, most of the time it's, you know, just doing crappy traffic stops and pulling people over for speeding and shiz. But then you get those occasional, you'll see the videos and stuff. It's like, oh my God. Just like, no way did that just happen.
Like, even going through like traffic stops, like a lot of cops have talked about, like, there's no routine traffic stop, like, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Right? Is you're going to walk up, approach the window, and this guy just going to pull a gun out on you, or are you going to be pulling someone over on the side of the highway, and then you're going to get clipped by a car? I mean, it's just, there's so many things that can happen during these like normal things that you got to be like ready for. I would like to go through the just the training of like what cops have to go through, especially when it comes to like when they have to like pull the gun out on the fly, the quick draw, like all that stuff, all their fighting maneuvers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be really interesting.
Yeah, that's, whew. I wonder how much training you have to go to be like that precise on a quick draw. Like, because I mean, safety's on, obviously, guns strapped in. You know, if you have to do a quick draw, I mean, you literally gotta like be shooting. There was a clip I saw, I don't know where, but it was all over the news a couple years ago. Dude literally got a gun pulled on him in the middle of the street. And you look at the slow motion replay on the quick draw of this guy. The cop was literally shooting as soon as it left the holster. It was wild, and he just downed the guy instantly. I was like, oh! It's like, how are you that good? I wish I could find the clip. It was wild. Because the dude, like, went into his car to reach out a gun. And he had, like, some crazy automatic gun or something. And the cop just goes, he like, hits the deck. It was, like, some James Bond type of shiz. And just holstered out, boom, boom, down. I was like, oh, my God.
Dang.
Like, how do you think of that in that high-stakes situation, dude? It's like, I have literally a second to make a choice. It's like, oh, my God, dude. Ugh.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It's just mind-blowing to me. And then just so many people just disrespect police officers. Not all people,
the
but
trend of disrespecting cops is just ridiculous.
who's gonna come to your house when you're dying or you're whatever? You shot yourself in the leg, dude, or you OD'd on something? The cops, you know, the EMTs, you know, all those guys. It's just funny the hypocrisy, you know. It's just
the trend to like not like any cop and question them before they question you is just most cops aren't trying.
99% of cops are good cops. It's the one bad apples that get shown on media, sadly, you know.
Yeah.
As sad as it is.
Also, the thing with the social media is a lot of those clips are kind of taken out of context because it'll start
halfway through
start with the cops already trying to apprehend people. And it's like, okay, so what happened before that?
Right. I needed the full scoop here, Pa, you know?
Yeah, it's one side to the story isn't going to cut it.
Yep.
Especially with that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Just, I don't know. Show some respect on the name, man. Because, like I said, when you're knocking on death's door, the cops are going to be there to help you, try and save you. I look at it.
Hopefully on time.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope so on time, you know.
Yeah.
It's actually it's pretty crazy how fast an ambulance can get to your house. Like it's pretty mind-blowing. Like if they're on call or something, you know, something happens, ambulances are pretty quick.
It's really weird because I had I think my neighbor, like, we had to call the ambulance on my neighbor because I think she had some like a heart attack or stroke or something. It was when I was really young. I don't really remember a whole lot. All I remember was the fire truck came before the ambulance did, and like, took her away. It was crazy. And I always saw, like, I don't know if this is like a Texas thing, but I always saw like fire trucks at people's houses. Obviously, their house wasn't on fire, but they were like they'd be escorting people to the hospital or something like that.
Yeah, whenever an ambulance is called, I'm not sure what it is exactly, but generally the fire department is called to go to it. It's like they're called onto the same thing. Like, say someone's having trouble breathing or something like that. Firefighters are generally called with the ambulance. Not everywhere, but I know in Connecticut they were. A few other places.
Yeah, if it's my doorstep, they're gonna be there in a heartbeat. Don't play Rocket League. I haven't even played Rocket League. I think I played it one other time, but I haven't played it since then. I'm
FBI,
scared,
open up!
I get too high.
Oh!
Yeah, the dude was like straight up. He was like, "Your neighbor said it sounds like you're murdering someone in here."
Like, no, Pa, I just scored a goal.
Yeah. Like, he tried to like look at my apartment, and I was like, "You're not looking at my apartment, dude." And I kind of closed the door. Of course, I gave up the bad vibe because I was like, "You're not looking at my apartment." I closed the door slightly, and then like right behind me when you open my door is my cutting board, and I have like 3 knives on my cutting board, so it's probably not giving off like the best look. But yeah,
you just had like a big steak. There's blood everywhere.
Oh my God!
It's like bloody paper towels for me wiping it up. No, I'm not killing anyone in here. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's
literally just me and my dogs.
Yeah, I swear, nothing. Dogs like licking at the chops.
Yeah. Jokes on you already had the body to record these.
That's why they're so big.
Found the whole person.
Oh my God, I can't believe. Dang, you must have been really loud. Because like the only time I've ever got like a noise complaint is when we were partying. So you must have been partying in the Rocket League lobby.
Oh, dude, it was not a good time.
That's funny, dude. Oh man, so I think it's a new scoop time with Twitch for this week right now, and boy oh boy, has some shiz gone down this week that I thought it couldn't get worse, to be honest, but Twitch is. I mean, I don't want to fully blame Twitch, but like at the same time, it's kind of hard not to, because like these channels should be completely banned off the website instantly with a lot of the things that have been going down. And this is like, I mean, I'm not going to name all of the things that happened this week, but just a few like big ones that were absolutely ridiculous and just, you know, should have been handled a long time ago. I'll just bring it up right away, but there was I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, this happened. There was a streamer by the name of Mr. Deathmoth who was streaming Fortnite, and his girlfriend or wife told him to basically get off the game. He didn't like that, and they both argued, and he got out of his chair and started beating the literal shiz out of her. I think it was both ways. They were both beating the crap out of each other while the stream was live. And there's just a little baby crying in the background. And I believe his punishment was, 1 month? 1 month ban? Or 2 week ban. There we go. A 2 week ban for that. And there was a huge uproar on social media. A lot of, including us and other top, I'd say most top broadcasters, were not okay with this. Obviously, you should never ever lay your hands on a woman or, vice versa, your significant other. And it was just ridiculous. The fact that there has to be that much uproar to basically cause, after all the uproar, obviously the person got banned off of Twitch finally. But the fact that it had to cause that much uproar to finally listen to their own terms of service and finally ban the guy off the website is absolutely unacceptable. Nothing, no strings attached, nothing at all. Just ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, well, the thing that I always bring up about it is people have been perma banned off the site for so much
less,
way less, that it's unbelievable. They give a 2 week ban to someone who, first off, everybody has heard about what happened now. It's been posted everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hidden.
Right.
It's connected to Twitch now. So advertisers are affected by this whenever there's an ad run on their channel. The site itself is affected by this, and then unbanning him after 2 weeks just makes Twitch's rep go that much further down now.
It just adds salt in the wound at that point. It's like, why shoot yourself in the own foot? Just listen, just take a page out of your own gosh darn book, Twitch. Take it and literally do it. It's as simple as that. Or don't have a TOS and just make this the new, I don't even know what you call this now at this point. It's not even a gaming site at this point anymore.
Pornhub.
Basically. Yeah.
That situation's so fucked. That situation pissed me off on all fronts.
Oh, it made me so mad. I was trying not to go like to total rage mode on stream when I heard about it, but like it's just the fact of him laying his hands on his wife and then the kid just bawling his eyes out in the background. Who knows how old that small kid is? Probably didn't sound more than 3 years old, but it's like, oh my God. And then it's just like, it's screaming. And like, I read a few articles about it and they both have multiple charges on them and like restraining orders and shit. It's just a whole mess. That poor kid, dude. It's like, oh my God. And then you're going to do the 2 week ban. It's like, what are you doing?
As far as the Twitch thing goes, I think that's total BS. There's no way around it. But the whole domestic violence thing is so screwed up because the guy did a bad thing. Obviously, like he ascended it by putting his hands on her, by slapping her, trying to get her away. But she, and I feel like in this situation, the only true victim in this is the kid, obviously, because how can he not be? But she was constantly like antagonizing him. The dude was sitting at his computer, throwing shit at him, doing everything off. And, just because that clip is all up to conjecture, it's just, he would tell her to stop. And then she would just keep throwing shit at him. And then he would like put her hands on her. And it's like, dude, everyone in this situation is fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is such a toxic relationship. The lady beforehand had a restraining order on her from the guy.
Mm-hmm. It went both ways. Like I said, it's like it was going on before all of this, both ways. They were doing it to each other the whole time.
Yeah, she was pregnant as well. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, acting on, I don't think even her that excuse is good because acting on hormones is not a viable
not at
excuse,
all.
But
nope. And
but you still shouldn't put your hands on
I think it's really important that people understand that they were both in the wrong. And
right.
Maybe you could say the guy was in the wrong more for sure because he actually physically
hurt her.
You could hear it.
Mhm.
But like, okay, so I watched a couple videos about it, and I will say he did try to diffuse the situation when he told her to stop, that he'll be done in a few minutes, whatever. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse what happened. So I hope people don't get that mixed up.
Right.
But definitely both were in the wrong. Victim is the kid most of all. That kid should be taken away.
Yes. That poor kid, dude.
If Twitch isn't gonna be the ones to police that, even, because that's what they should be doing. It happened on their website.
Legally, they should be doing it.
They have video and audio proof of it. They should be taking action, because it'll clean up a much bigger mess. That's the only way I think Twitch can come back from all of the shit that's been going on. Is
Right.
once they start actually digging deeper on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, it's people are bringing up some good points on social media. I mean, I was going back and forth with people, not in a bad way, just like kind of discussing the topics and just like how can Twitch fix this and what can they do to redeem themselves and that sort of thing. It's so difficult. You got to hold Twitch accountable a little bit too, but like, it's so difficult with the platform the way it is now because it's growing so much. Twitch is, I shouldn't say just Twitch, but live streaming in general is not what it used to be. Anyone can live stream at any time, you know, from their phone, from their computer, from their laptop, whatever. You can basically stream, you know, at any time, anywhere with any device in your hand. And it's just growing bigger and bigger and bigger and becoming more mainstream as time goes on. So that means there's more people to monitor. Now, how do you fix more people, or how do you fix that situation right there with being more people on the site than ever, more people wanting to be, you know, a streamer, quote unquote, whatever you classify yourself as, a broadcaster. Is there a way to fix that with it becoming more mainstream these days?
I think there needs to be more of a tie to your Twitch account, kind of like, I mean, Twitch has information about us three now because we're affiliate. We're technically
We're labeled as an employee, right? Technically.
Yeah, so they know more personal information about us, and everyone who's not an affiliate and is still trying to be whatever, they have no obligation to really worry about what they say or do. I mean, these people who are doing sexual things on the site right now and getting blatantly caught doing it,
multiple,
they're just getting banned from the site, and that's it. And they can come back next week, make a new account.
Yep.
It's just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, man. There's got to be something done. There's got to be people
like if
that
one of us did something like that.
Oh, we'd be banned for a month.
We'll never get affiliate again. We'll never get partnered. We'll probably never be allowed to use the site in general because they know who we are. They will find us sooner or later, you know.
And there was multiple, how do I label it even? Multiple sexual acts that were caught live, I guess, or were done live on the site this week. One thing that pissed me off a lot was there was I'm not going to say the names, but there was a female streamer that didn't know that her camera was on and just completely ripped her top off on the camera. And, you know, there's a site for that. You know, do what you got to do. Just keep it away from Twitch. But she got a 3-day ban. I'm just pointing that out there. She got a 3-day ban for accidentally showing herself on the platform. And from my, I've seen a lot of clips and a lot of accidents happen on Twitch. That didn't really look too much like an accident to me. But, that's just from my perspective, to say the least. But that wasn't the only one. There was 2 other occasions that I heard. There was probably more. Who knows? There was someone rolling a joint on someone else's butt basically in the just chatting section. I don't know why it's so funny, but it's just random. It's like you're just gonna let people do whatever they want at this point. The last one that I heard that happened last night, I think. This dude was, how do I say this the right way? This dude was having his girlfriend or someone perform a very sexual act underneath his desk while he was live, and he didn't seem to care at all, and neither did Twitch. What do you guys think? I don't know what else to say. Like, it's every week. We literally do this podcast every week, and there's something like this multiple occasions. It's never gonna end. I don't know.
So let's gauge it from like the one that seems obvious, which is that girl who obviously took her top off stream. And let's gauge it from someone who actually was, you could see the pure terror on their face when they realized they were alive. And you know who I'm thinking of, Izzy.
Yeah, poor Lyndon, dude. That poor bastard. Oh, man.
That was a look of terror from like a horror movie.
Yep.
But
and he got banned for a month, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he got banned for a month. Yep.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, if they're not, they have to really like bring the hammer down when it comes to these things. I mean, no pun intended. When it comes to these things.
Well, you know what I think of when you bring that up is that video that guy made when he talks about how certain people get certain bans and then other people get other kinds of bans for the same exact acts. Essentially, it's just like there needs to be concrete rules that people need to abide by.
There's just no line drawn in the sand, Ryan, because it's like, you know, poor Lyndon, you know, he didn't know his gosh darn stream was on. I think he probably hosted someone, like we've all done. I've done it. Jager's done it. Like, we've left our host on or just forgot to turn off OBS.
You called me out on it 2 weeks ago.
I know. I texted you. I'm like, if Jagger shows a wiener on stream, I'm never going to forgive myself. It's like, I have to let the mayor know. But, yeah, he didn't know his camera was on, and he went to go turn his PC off because it was turning on. Obviously, his OBS was still on. He's like, oh, no, slaps the camera down, and he's like, oh, you guys just saw me in my whole self.
Too late.
You know, that was an accident, though. There's a big difference between, you know, dude looking really confused and slapping down his camera because he knows, you know, he knows. And then a big difference between some other female who, like, just literally sat down at her desk and just like out of nowhere. I'm just like, huh? Like, first of all, who does that? When you sit at your gaming chair or your office, and the first thing you do is just strip naked? I mean, if that's the new thing.
Sounds like you're getting ready to go on a different site, doesn't it?
Oh, whoops. Forgot to turn the stream key to another stream key there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the thing. That goes back to there's no concrete rules there. Like, why does he get a month ban?
And then she gets a 3-day. 3 days.
Or whatever, yeah, 3 days. Like,
you know what I mean?
Why is that?
Why should that make a difference? Why should Lyndon even get banned? You know?
Yeah.
If we're going by Twitch's TOS, you know, or Twitch's a ruling, I guess, where they just it really seems like there's some favorites being played here. Mm-hmm. But I'm just streaming. I just see this shiz on Twitter every day, and it's like it's getting out of hand at this point. And I think it's a safe time to start talking about it. You know, whether it's on social media, whether it's on, you know, your Twitch channel. I think that this is going to be part of what it takes to make it so Twitch really enforces their terms of service. I think. You know, especially with bigger broadcasters saying the stuff we're saying right now, vocally, very vocally. You know, it's, I don't know, I think something's got to be done.
Well, since all of us affiliates and partners are Twitch employees, there's 4,000 people working inside Twitch. There needs to be some sort of better like HR department.
I agree.
As far as that goes for dealing with that, then I mean, it's just so, like you said, I mean, there is, I mean, it's right there in the rules. You can't do it. We need to have like proper repercussions for people who do stuff like this. I know it's hard to judge it from like a case-to-case basis, aka Lyndon versus the titty streamer. But you have to have some sort of rules that are like consistent. You know, you obviously knew that Linden's was an accident. He wasn't trying to pull people to his stream by showing his junk because that dude plays Battle Royale all the time. He's not looking for that sort of appeal, nor would he get that kind of appeal,
Right.
because he's not exactly Fabio. But so you knew that was actually like an accident what he did. So it should have been like 30 days. It feels like would have been a different situation if they both got 3-day suspensions. I don't know. I don't know, but it just seems unfair. It's like when Destiny and Trihex said the homophobic slur on stream, and they got 30 days banned. But Sense and Bear can say it like
5-10 times in a row, just no repercussions. Yeah, it's like I said, I don't want to just call out favorites, but from what I've seen, it's just hard not to, man. Like, if you're gonna hold 1, 2, 3, 5 streamers accountable for something that another broadcaster has done, hold them all accountable. You know, it just is mind blowing to me.
And the question that keeps coming up, or the point that keeps coming up, is what can you do about it? Maybe you can't do anything about the people who make a brand new account then start doing porn on just chat.
Yeah,
sure, but we're talking about the people who are partnered,
established
streamers,
broadcasters,
affiliate streamers,
partners,
people who have invested a lot of time to get to where they are. Permaban them, 30-day ban them, and keep it all on the same level for sexual content.
Just
like
do a
that.
3 strikes, you're out, man. It's as simple as that. What do you think YouTube does on copyrighted content? 3 strikes, you're out. You got to make a new channel if you get 3 copyrighted strikes on your channel. Right. You know? And I'm sure there's room for appeal on certain situations, like the whole Linden situation, or there's been other situations where it's like, oh, this person wasn't in the wrong, obviously. But it's just like I want to go back to that point I was talking about earlier, where Twitch is becoming more mainstream. So there's going to be more people on the website. You're not going to be able to stop every single thing, but, you know, let it be known that if you do something wrong, you will be banned. As simple as that, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think it does need to go case by case, but it needs to have some sort of fairness to it, because you can't just be like, hey, if you show Dingle on stream, here's 30 days, or if you do this, here's the X. I mean, it does got to go case by case, but they need some sort of like just a little bit of consistency would be nice. That's all I'm saying.
No, 100%, man.
Yep.
There's just got to be a line in the sand drawn on you can get away with this, or you're not going to get away with that, you know? Just crazy. It's just crazy to me. Like, because like I said, it literally happens every single week. We have this podcast every single week, and there's multiple things that should be taken care of that aren't taken care of. And it really blows my mind, because when there's literally, like, you just see it all over social media. It's just constant. It's like, wow, blah, 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 blah. Twitch should be doing this, blah, 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 blah. And you see it like, oh, that's a broadcaster that's been on the website for 7 years as a partner. And there's nothing being done about it. I'm just like, is anyone listening up there? Like, who's running the upper departments up there, you know? It just makes you wonder if they even really care, you know, at this point.
Well, everyone likes the meme Hassan for liking all the booby streamers, but it's like,
I feel bad for Hassan.
That guy is just in charge of partnerships. When that happens, and then the girl comes on stream the next day, she's like, oh, by the way, I wasn't banned because of my boobs, I was banned because of something else. And then she's like, oh, by the way, I'm a full-time streamer because we are now partnered. Like, that is like, it's like, dude, come on, man. This is
I know.
Not a good look.
Yeah, and that goes back to the thing Brennan and I were talking about this a couple of days ago, is the transparency with Twitch is dog shit. They don't talk about anything with anyone. So that wraps around back to why things kind of go back to Hassan and other Twitch employees, is because there's no one else talking.
Right?
Who else are we supposed to talk to about this?
And that's why he gets, I'm sure him and like Pluto and those guys that actually talk, like they get blamed the most, because they're the only ones talking, because they've been around for so long. And then
exactly, and they shouldn't be. I definitely shouldn't be, but they got to figure some way to talk to the fucking community. Let them know what's right, what's wrong. Enough of this, like,
Get
guessing.
some guy, just hire some guy that's like in our shoes or has been in our shoes or something, and make them the PR, make them a Twitch PR, and just boom, lay the law down. That's how I think Twitch could redeem themselves right now, because there's a lot of pissed off people, there's a lot of pissed off viewers, there's a lot of pissed off broadcasters. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of pissed off sponsors. I think of it that way. There's gonna be a lot of pissed off sponsors, dude. They're not gonna waste their millions of dollars on Twitch if they're just gonna allow everything, dude. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Come on, look at it from a business perspective. Then that way, just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. They really need to come up with something, because what's the most communication we get? Is it the yearly Twitch?
TwitchCon.
Is it
TwitchCon? Yeah.
Was that when they released the community guidelines, the TOS? So I feel like they did that beforehand, right?
They did it a while ago.
Right. So it's like, feels like they do those like once a year where they come out with something. Hey, by the way, this is something new to the community. This is the stuff we're working on. And that's really about it. And TwitchCon's too, but TwitchCon's more like their stuff is like they have announcements, but those announcements are very arbitrary in the time that they're going to release them. Like, hey, we're having multi-view. When?
Yeah, when though?
We didn't
just say in March or something, you know, just like little things like that. It just starts with the little details, right? Something. You know,
I'll be like me, like say I'm going to stream at 5. I end up streaming like at 5:30. But you know what? I'm still somewhat in that time frame. You know,
you're still there. You're still showing up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's just frustrating. I know it sounds, and for those of you listening for the first time, possibly, I know it sounds like we're just complaining and bitching and moaning about everything, but I mean, we love this website. We fell in love with this website a very long time ago. A lot of us that used to, have Justin TV accounts and maybe watch before Twitch was even Twitch. And it's just, it's hard to see a website that you loved and fell in love with and just had, help you just escape from hard times and stuff like that. Just go to complete crap very quickly. It's just, it's really tough it's a tough pill to swallow, at least for me, because I love Twitch. I love what it's done for me, and I it's a nice place for me to just kind of escape from reality a little bit and not have to worry about bull crap and drama. But now it's kind of turning into just all the drama and random crap on the website these days. So it's like, I don't know, man. This is not what it used to be. And not that it will ever be what it once used to be, but there's, obviously some things that could be done to, at least stabilize it.
Well, you guys saw my tweet about my application to helping out with.
Yeah. If no one wants to do it, hire me. Heck, I'll do it for free.
Yeah. At least I'll be making Twitch a better place.
Oh my gosh.
You got banned. I can see red. You have banned this streamer. Reason? Thought.
Freedom of speech. Gone. Oh my goodness.
And I mean, we're going to complain every once in a while on the podcast. Can you imagine? I mean, if we're complaining now, can you imagine on podcast 1019 where we're hooked up to life support with our canes and we're like running, they're just throwing them up in the air? This is fucking bullshit. Yeah. All these young 18-year-old streamers.
Right, dude? Oh my god.
Exactly what that Mr. J just said too. They don't say anything on Twitter unless it's a new announcement about a new app on their site or some shit.
Right?
Literally nothing else.
I'm trying to think of an example. Like, let's just say like a big like an esports organization. A player acts out in their organization, says some very, let's say, racist stuff during, a LAN or something like that. That esports organization, they apologize instantly. They're like, we are so sorry about so-and-so saying those things. It was a heat of the moment thing, yada, yada, yada. He's going to be benched for the next 2 to 3 weeks or whatever. Like, why can't Twitch just do that? Just say, oh, we're sorry for the uproar on this whole situation that was going down with whatever. Those people have been apprehended. Something like that. That's all you got to do. Just keep people updated. Be transparent. It's not hard. It's not hard. Hire a guy. I don't know. Do something. It's not like Twitch doesn't have money.
Oh, they're making money by
golly. Just I don't know. It just blows me away at this point. But I mean, what
I think that
what do we do?
What's the major crutch to this, though? I mean, let's think about it. Because sex sells, it's always going to
Sex
sell.
will sell.
And I'm sure people, I mean, the obvious streamers who have that sort of platform are making big money for Twitch. And I think they came to the conclusion like, hey, if we get rid of all of them, then that's going to take a big cut to our profits here. So I think they're just coming from them. They're like, I don't know, what we need to do something where we're fair to everyone, but we don't want to lose money at the same time. And I think they're having a really, really shitty part at being transparent about it, like what Ryan's saying. So, will they ever come to a conclusion? Probably not.
The only way they'd ever really come to a conclusion is if you see the top 50 broadcasters have some sort of uproar on the website and say, we're not going to stream on your website until you actually do something. But that'll never happen. Those guys are making too much money to ever stop, which, I mean, I don't know. I'm glad some of them are saying stuff, though. They don't have to say anything, but a lot of them are saying stuff.
Yeah, I talked to Brennan about this a little bit the other day, too. I think my opinion on it is I think Twitch is thinking too much about the short run and not the long. Where if they don't invest in their good streamers in the long run, they're going to get a lot of bad streamers, and the good streamers are going to end up leaving to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess it kind of depends what you see as treating your good streamers good. But giving Twitch a bad rep is not the way to go, in my opinion. I think it's clearly Twitch is becoming a meme more and more every day.
Every single day. Like, even Shroud memes it, and he's like the top broadcaster on the site, or one of them. Yeah. It's just like, just watch your broadcast. You see what they're saying?
Sure, maybe they're making more money off people who show sexual content on Twitch and don't get in trouble, but that doesn't mean that in 5 months 3 partnered streamers are going to leave the site because of it being allowed so much, and there goes a shitload of revenue right there. So
I just look at it like
really oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was saying I'm probably not going to see anything like probably one-dimensional like that, like what we're asking for like just some sort of transparency and consistency until like another platform comes up streaming wise that people that like that holds leverage against them, because right now they're the monopoly, right? They can just do whatever they want. They don't care. They're not afraid of streamers jumping ship anytime soon, even with Facebook like offering people money to stream on their platform. It's not going to be that much of a threat anytime soon until someone comes up and makes their own platform that is
right
as big enough to compete with Twitch, because it's not going to happen. I'm not going to say probably won't happen for another 3+ years
at least. And I mean, unless somehow Mixer, I think Mixer is the only. I mean, they're not even close when it comes to size of Twitch, obviously, but like contender wise of just like streaming sites that people actually use. Unless Mixer somehow just pays off some of these streamers, but I just don't see that happening.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least I don't know. Do you feel like these like complaints are like minor, or do you think they're very major? As like on the whole grand.
I think they're minor.
Do you think the platform could be like 10 times worse?
Oh yeah,
it could be worse. But that's not to say that it's not in a bad place right now when it comes to PR and
reputation
of Twitch, like compared to, I don't know, compared to how it was 2 months ago. I don't think it's in a good place, personally.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's always good to like voice your opinions, like for us to like voice our opinions like this, because always like we always want like to strive for like the most perfect platform, and you're not gonna get like that if you just let stupid shit like this roll over. So
yeah,
right.
And that's my biggest point of it, man. Is if no one talks about it,
nothing will be done.
On.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. That's about it there, man. Right there. Just, we want to see the platform succeed to, I guess, I mean, I don't mind change. I really don't. I don't mind the just chatting section. I act like it's the worst thing in the world, but there's some really good streams on there. I see a lot of cool, like, health and fitness type of streams on the just chatting section. Like, those are really cool stuff. For instance, even the, like, so I've seen some cooking channels on Twitch. Some singing channels on Twitch, some very talented individuals that are able to, express what they love doing on the website without having to necessarily be, a gamer, which a lot of them are. But, if you're not, there's obviously some sort of an option there, which is cool. But, it's just the people that, abuse the system and are just in it for the worst reasons possible, just trying to, basically advertise themselves on another website and just get out, make a quick buck and get out, pretty much. That's where I draw the line. That's where I'm just like, if it wasn't even for this section, we wouldn't have any of this. Because I remember it started off as the IRL section when people were just, I don't even know, going on in public and basically using their phones and streaming, and then it kind of started from that and then led to a lot of this.
Yeah, that makes sense. What was the pre-IRL days? I can't remember. I was there, but I can't remember. Because you always had to be playing a game in order to...
How did Ice Poseidon do it? Because he kind of started that whole craze.
You had to have at least a small portion of the screen be...
Mm-hmm.
It had to be.
It had to be a gameplay.
In some way, yeah. Even now, if you... Say you're a big partner streamer and you're in the WoW section... You have to have WoW in the background for an extended period of time while you're watching YouTube videos or whatever. Like, you'll see Asmongold do that sometimes. Like, he has to have it in the background. So.
Yeah. Just funny how they...
before I forget, you and I saw that tweet, Bren, where the lady was talking about how very much less reputable stream of a couple who have done multiple sexual acts on stream, were higher on the suggested list than for her, like, just I don't. And she was like, "Why is this being suggested to me when you have one of the most reputable streamers on your site below that?"
That blows my mind.
The people who have been banned like 20 times are still here.
Well, I guess Co-Carnage better stop streaming Subnautica. No, I'm just...
Yeah, I guess so.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The algorithm on Twitch is messed up too. I don't know. It's just all over the place. They suggest you streams that should not be suggested to you.
Right.
Oh, also, the girl who took her top off on stream, her stream is considered appropriate for all ages.
I don't even know the streamer's name, but I've seen the type of we'll call it content, the type of content she brings, and good for her, I guess. That is not for... That's 18 pluser right there. But
can I ask you guys a question as far as that that disclaimer goes? Like, hey, this is for mature audiences. What is the point of that? Like, is there any caveat to that? Does that let you like cuss more, or like?
I think it's for legal purposes. But what it is you can swear, you can talk about basically most things. With say a little kid comes on there, their mom hears you swearing, but they made an account that says they're 18 or older. There's no legal action there that the mom can take on you or the site at that point.
I just feel like for Twitch natural TOS, you have to be over 13 to make an account. So
yes, something like that.
It is 13.
Like that little screen that you make for yourself on your stream, like, hey, this is for mature audiences only. I feel like that's only a click away for most people, or for some people who are like, I just want to look at the stream. I don't know. It just feels like I have no obligation for me personally to put that on my stream. that I'm for mature audiences only. It just seems, even though I cuss like a sailor all the time, I don't feel like there's a necessity for that because I don't feel like I would suffer any repercussions from not doing that.
I have it on mine just in case. I don't.
Yeah.
I just decided to. Also, I don't know how I feel about little kids watching me, anyways.
That's fair.
Although they can't get around it very easily, but
They gotta click one
just
button.
in case, you know.
Pro tip: a lot of them like Welcome to the Game too, as weird as that sounds.
Right. By the way, this stream is sponsored by Hot Pocket. I'm just kidding.
Right?
What flavor you got there? The pizza?
Ham and cheese.
Oh, even better, dude.
Oh, they were really good with the
Classic.
breakfast pockets.
Breakfast pot? Like they had eggs in there?
Yeah, they had eggs and cheese and yeah. It was
That's not right. No, not in the Hot Pocket. The fake eggs been sitting in there for God knows how long. But a ham and cheese, that's banging. Or the pizza one's banging. Egg one, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
How
I need to buy some
did
pizza
Code
rolls.
Red go, by the way? Or were you guys doing Code Red the other day?
Last weekend, right? Yeah.
Oh, during the
Zacho told
podcast,
me
or
you
not?
got a
During,
19 kill game or something. I don't know what.
we got a 19 kill game altogether. I think Izzy, would you have 16?
We got 21.
One game.
Wasn't
Oh,
that
was it
21?
That's right.
Yeah, I got 16. My best game ever. During the Code Red. That was a good game. We were dialed in. I think we played pretty good for the amount of time we had to play, which again sucks, but what do you do when we're both working and then get home right when it's basically starting? Then we do the podcast every Sunday. It's like, ah.
Yeah, I got home 2 hours after.
Right.
I got home a little bit earlier than usual. I got home 2 hours after it started. So I literally ran home. I was like, "Hi, Layla," and I was like, "All right, we're getting on the game." No, I called her like on the way up here, and I was like, "Layla, I'm not gonna have any time to do anything. What do you want?" And we got like fast food, and I was like, "All right, here you go. Like,
there you go.
Here's your food. Here's mine. We're gonna eat real fast, watch TV. All right, 5 minutes are done. Gotta go.
Gotta go. Gotta play. But we did pretty good.
Do you think they're going to be adding a new map into Blackout at some point soon?
I wouldn't say anytime soon, honestly, because they just came out with their big update, which is the Operation Absolute Zero, whatever it is.
Yeah,
And
added
they had, like, a new-
hijacked, all that stuff.
Yeah, and they add an operator into the multiplayer.
Oh,
so-
that's right. They added a new portion to the map already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't think there's gonna be a new map that comes out anytime soon. They might do another add-on, but
Speaking of Call of Duty Blackout or Battle Royales, did you guys hear? This is an alleged leak. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that the next Call of Duty could possibly be Modern Warfare 4, and that they're gonna have their own BR. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. How do you think that's gonna play out with Battle Royales if every COD now is gonna have their own BR?
I mean, it's been a good thing for them, I'm sure.
Right.
I hope they do the kind of thing where they did a little later on, where it's split to buy multiplayer or Blackout or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do that beforehand with the next one. I loved MW3. I thought it was really good. But I know a lot of other people don't think it was that good.
I love that game. I have over 60 days online in that game. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of
I like
hours.
that game, so. Anyone who says their favorite COD was MW2, I don't want to hear your opinion, by the way.
Dude, I
'Cause
wasn't
everybody always says
in the
that, and
prime,
I always
dude.
ask them, did they see Noob 2? Did they ever look at those? 'Cause-
Noobs weren't
Yeah.
as bad MW2 as they were Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, they're
No-
pretty bad.
They're
in
pretty
that.
bad in both.
But
Remember
MW2,
Bog
you
called?
can have unlimited ammo.
Yeah, well,
One
fucking
man army.
one man. I remember that was pretty good.
See, that was my
Remember-
whole experience of Modern Warfare 2. I got to play it not at the beginning, so I kind of played it when everyone was kind of done with it, and we're just all you see is guy throws backpack over shoulder, thump, thump. I'm just like, oh god, that's not fun. So I don't know. It wasn't in my top 5. It didn't make it into my top 5, sadly. But you know, I guess to each their own. If you had fun in it, I ain't knocking you for having fun in it, but I didn't
think
enjoy
was
it.
Good, but I don't think it was the best one of all time. I can't agree with that.
See, I'm very biased when it comes to CODs because the first COD I ever purchased with my own money, like I obviously played CODs before, but the first one I purchased with my own money was World at War. Fell in love with it, dude. I loved that game. I wish I could still go play that game, but
They had a really cool
like the scenery of that
a
whole
cool setup and
yeah.
stuff. Like you could ride the tank and stuff like. It's
Right.
like one of the first ones you could do that and.
I just like this, the maps, the guns, the time to kill. Obviously, it was a little rough because of Juggernaut and shiz like that, but like that's just how COD was back in the day. MELTDOWN was still in the game, but I really enjoyed that game. It was one of my favorites for sure.
Going by what Mr. J was asking, if it went Fortnite style, as far as like Call of Duty blackouts go, I don't want to see a blackout every year. I feel like we did a Fortnite style, which everyone's gonna hate me for saying we wish we did a Fortnite style. Fortnite style is so good because
it's perfect.
You can keep your same map, but you can just add different little variations to it through events, and it just changes the map drastically. I think that's such a good idea, just from a development standpoint and from a
longevity standpoint, dude.
Obviously a longevity standpoint too, because it's inherently lazy. I get it, but people go nuts over the events every time a new season starts. I hear it on my Twitch in my chat all the time. I don't even play Fortnite.
Yeah.
But as far as like what I'm saying is I want to see some sort of like quality over quantity. I don't want to see a blackout every year because that's just another game to learn.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they should do it every other year if they do it for COD. Personally, I think they should.
There's too much money involved.
And then wait a year, do another.
Yeah.
So much money to make. There's no way.
Yeah.
They're gonna throw some crap together. But that's why I think Vonderhaar, I wouldn't say jump shipped, but he put all his focus in future-proofing Blackout. That's why there's been a lot of delays in multiplayer, because I believe he used to be on the multiplayer development team and doing all that sort of stuff. And by the way, League play still hasn't dropped yet for Black Ops 4.
That's why I haven't been playing it.
Yep, and yeah, so I think Vondy's been putting all his efforts into Blackout and trying to future-proof it, which is smart because I personally enjoy Blackout still. I still really, really like Blackout. I still think that they could add some more stuff to it. I like what they're doing with the skins right now. They're adding a lot of reactive camos, some more stuff to level up. The characters are all right. I'm not too crazy keen on the characters, but like I like camos and shiz like that. I think they should add some sort of ranking system in the game that would totally make more people play.
I want to, for
like
sure.
Just add it like H1Z1, man. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just add it points. If you get, a certain amount of kills, you get this many points and you get to the next tier. And if you lose a game or whatever and don't get any kills, you lose points or something simple like that. I think it would be so sweet to have something like that. And it would give people a reason to play the game more, I think, instead of just, because battle royales do get boring after a while. They do. But, just keep the longevity. And I mean, unless you're competing, I think the only thing that keeps people playing some of these battle royales, even Fortnite. I mean, you look at Fortnite, a lot of these people are just, competitive players for the most part. It's, to each their own. I don't think I could ever play Fortnite again with the amount of hours that these guys put in, competing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
too far behind.
I'm way too behind. I'm literally 1,000 hours behind some of these guys. So it's like, I'd rather just play something else that I know I could, compete in relatively well, which I like Blackout more. It's more of my style. It's a little bit more fast-paced, arcadey, or Fortnite's a little more... I think Fortnite's pretty slow-paced. I mean, it can get fast-paced, like with all the... They have like planes and shiz in the game now, right? They got like planes and grappling hooks and all that type of stuff in the game now. That kind of makes it fast-paced, but I don't know. To each their own, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in the future of Blackout and see where it goes. Because if it's on, especially Twitch has a big influence on what I play. So if everyone's playing the other new Battle Royale from Activision, then I'm probably gonna be playing it too.
Oh yeah, I'll be playing it. That's just alleged rumors, though. I just wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on that. If they, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's literally the hottest, most played, most money, money farming game out there right now. Everyone's gonna have one.
With all this Battle Royale news coming out of Call of Duty, Battlefield.
I forgot about it,
March,
dude.
Exactly. Everyone's forgetting. They better drop hot in March, dude. I'm gonna be playing it if everyone's playing it, of course. But
let's go, dude. We're back. back.
Yeah, we back.
Dominate the Battlefield scene too. Battlefield, this new Battlefield's really good, man. I really enjoy it. Like straight up, it's fun. I can't wait for I hope the Battle Royale is good, man. I hope it's really good.
Just
It'll
their
be fun.
format, just like this is what Battle Royale was meant to be.
That's what I'm saying. Large scale, like learning map control, not going out to an open field all the time. And you know, don't get me wrong, I love Blackout to my core, but like I'll just run out in the open field and I won't get shot at. But I feel like Battlefield might be a little different. You got some different type of snipers, scopes, weapons, ranges. You know, it's a little bit different of a game, and it kind of gives me. I hope it gives me that kind of like Arma 2 BR feel, where it's a little bit more slow paced. Kind of got to take your time a little bit. You don't necessarily have to play aggro 24/7. You kind of got to play a little more strategical. I don't know. I think it would be fun. You know, with the weapon, or not the weapon, but the destructible environments as well. Like, let's just say you throw a grenade, people in a building, the building just crumbles from the grenade and stuff like that. The whole new element of in a BR, and it should.
Dude,
I don't know.
Like,
it should be
You
good.
kind of remind me of a good point. Like, people made DayZ, and of course, they're having a hard enough time with that game as it is, as far as like
Right.
barely getting it off the ground and stuff, and they just barely released it. Why haven't they not created BR?
I just
Like,
think they're
as far as,
just
like, survival goes.
I don't
and
know.
everything, because the developer create PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I mean,
I just feel
I
like
don't
they're
think-
just too deep into this project that at this point we can't give up. Maybe.
they're just like me. They're like super stubborn. Like we have
Yeah. Which props to
It's
them, but I mean, I don't know, man. You can't be releasing DayZ when it's just fully unoptimized still. Like it's pretty rough.
I haven't seen anything on it. Is it still pretty bad?
The last time I watched Shroud play it, probably like a month ago, it looked pretty. I mean, it could have changed. They could have threw out a couple patches, but it looked pretty pretty rough. Not unplayable, but pretty rough to say the least. So I don't know. It's technically out of early access, correct? DayZ.
Yep. It's full release now.
So if it's full release and it's still running like doo-doo, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love those type of games. That's what I grew up on in my PC days of gaming. That's what I started on. And it's like,
I just don't know how these companies could release games that you can't even fully play.
unless you have some sort of supercomputer, maybe. But like at that point, it's like, why even release it?
It's just, I don't know. You
know?
barely get 60 FPS sometimes.
Right?
Stupid. Like people make excuses for them too, and it's just like, come on, it's 2019 now. Like
It's been 5 years, man.
we got games like Blackout, where from what I've seen, I don't see many bugs or lag issues or anything like that very often. So when I watch people play, at least.
Yeah, it could
the game's
definitely be a
playable.
lot worse.
As much as I bitch about Blackout, which I mean, I don't think I bitch as much as some people, but when I do, I'm very frustrated. But I feel like it's a very like playable game for sure.
Yeah, like it should have the tournaments and stuff. PUBG, I do not understand how they have like the Pro League or whatever they have for that.
There's just so much money that was
really don't.
made so quickly in that, I think.
Yeah.
I would love to watch Blackout tournaments. Like the one Shroud and those guys won. That was awesome to watch. Like I would watch that all the time. Just hold some Blackout tournaments. Like, I mean, we're doing like some, I wouldn't even call Boom TV like the low scale tournaments, but that's essentially what they are. It's just low scale, online qualifier type of stuff. And that's like the most people are seeing from Blackout. I think they could be doing a lot more, and maybe they aren't this year. Who knows? Who knows what they're going to be doing behind the scenes this year? We'll see. But yeah, I'd love to see it out on that playing field, because you sure as heck know if Fortnite can throw these freaking $3 million tournaments, and it's a stupid game where you loot up and wait till the end of the zone to basically push you and build. I think Blackout could do just fine on a competitive level.
Yeah, I don't. The thing is, like, watching some of the PUBG tournaments are so awesome to see, especially when they bring everyone into the actual like ESL facility so that they can play. But it's so hard, like, bringing in. And if they did like PUBG, I don't think it would work. But Blackout doing it, maybe wager style would be better. No, even wager style would be kind of like iffy. because all the stream
You'd have to do it by points or something. I don't even know, man.
Because can you imagine people doing ESL wagers and at the like a dream hack and then people just sniping all the time? Like it would be undoable unless you had like
That's the thing.
a 30-minute delay or something.
It's really hard for those BR games to be considered like esportsy because there's so much RNG that comes into it. That
Yeah.
it's not like Halo where everyone spawns with the same guns and then they have to run towards center of the map to get a power weapon or something. It's straight up you land on a choice of you're making, pick up a gun that may or may not be shit and try to win the fights. But yeah,
Right.
if they can make it less RNG based, I don't even know if that's even possible. Make only certain guns spawn on the map that are all the guns that people want to use, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Other than that, the point system seems to be the best from a logistical standpoint.
Because like they think that was one of their options. Their other option is do it the way that when they did the PUBG tournaments. Because I'm not sure who hosted it, but you remember when I guess PUBG themselves, the company hosted it, but they flew out 100 people to play in this tournament. Can you imagine the cost of flying out 100 fucking people?
Jesus.
Yeah,
crazy.
it's like from
people from other countries too.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
be a lot.
Yeah, they had to have flown those people out because all the big names were there, and they wanted to compete in this tournament. I don't think most of those people would have made it if it wasn't like a compensated trip.
Invitation type thing, yeah.
Yeah. Because it was crazy seeing like Forsen and all these people like Evermore from Overwatch who transitioned into PUBG. Like it was just crazy seeing them all together. But you had to think like, there's no way, dude. There's no way that they flew on their own here to Europe.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that they did that.
Yeah, I think it was just for like a special cause, or not special cause, but just for like exposure because their PUBG was still in beta or alpha. But yeah, it was pretty cool seeing that. But that that's a very heavy expenditure for sure. But I don't think that's doable because just all the costs aside, just sitting 100 people in one part of a convention center sitting 100 people in the convention center is like that's going to take up a lot of space, a lot of your spectator space.
That was the one thing I thought of. It's like, what if they just put all of them in a private match in an arena? But then, yeah, like that at that point, good lord, you might as well have a $3 million prize pool for having all those people there. Like, good lord, at that point.
I need to see what the prize pool was for one Forsen. Forsen got like second or something like that. And I don't think the prize pool was that much, but I mean, he got second, so he got a good amount of money. I just remember they won like these like golden like cast iron pans.
Yeah,
that's pretty good though. I don't know, just Battle Royale. I think this is kind of like the premature days to them having it finalized. So we'll see. We'll see where Battle Royale is in like 5 years. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, of course.
Yeah, as long as everyone enjoys it, it's gonna be around for.
It's a fun format. I mean, you can queue up with your buddies and literally just go for wins and high kills and just frag. You know, it's probably one of the most engaging, at least, like most of them first-person shooter experiences out there right now. It's just like, who wouldn't want to play a game like that? Right. Then you see games like Fortnite setting the stepping stone. Holy smokes, do those guys do a good job of just... Like, think of it this way. Epic Games is basically rewriting not only how BRs are going to be in the future, but rewriting how different games are going to be in the future. All games.
I will say, they give so much freaking content for people to...
It's insane.
Like, they never... It's like every other week I hear of a new skin dropping, new guns being added, or
they just added creative mode. Genius.
Yeah, you can make your own deathmatch
and
like
have people playing it.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Like how I don't know. I feel like any company would be taking notes right now.
How can you dethrone that, dude? Seriously, they have everything. They have PvE. They have PvP. They have creative. They have these tournaments. They have, people just doing so much. There's so much to do in the game, I feel like. and they're just knocking it out of the park. I know we piss and moan about, everyone pisses and moans about Fortnite and whatever, but I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due, man. They're literally rewriting how games are going to be made for the future. All games, not just BRs, but all games.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Epic invested, it'd be wild. Could you imagine if Epic invested some of their millions and millions of dollars into some sort of like MMO and just make it insane? They would rule the world. They
Well,
would.
You know what I think could
What's
happen within the next 5 years? I would is if they obviously Fortnite's going to be making money for another many years as long as BR is popular.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if they took their market to the FPS level.
Mm.
Now they make a BR based on first person instead of the third.
That would make
person
so
view.
much money, bro. I probably
so-
wouldn't play anything else, to be honest with you.
Like they wouldn't have they would hit every single part of it at that point. They would have the FPS version for people who don't like the third person point of view or whatever. Maybe they make it a little slower or faster paced for that, you know?
Yeah, it's.
And then they do the same style with Fortnite where they're adding new skins, new weapons
Ugh,
every other week.
my wallet would be gone. Seriously,
Like-
I don't. If there was no building and it was a fast enough paced arcadey type of shooter, I don't think I would play another game. At least
Yeah.
streaming wise, I don't think I would play another game because, yeah, dude, like how do you beat that format? And if they're controlling it too, I guarantee you they're moving some type of chess pieces behind the scenes right now. I don't know what it is yet, but they have too much money to not be doing something yet, and it's.
Exactly.
You know, it's interesting, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to have anyone else in the, top of things. I mean, they're doing it perfect, straight up.
No, they really are. Yeah, if they did it like, you remind me like when Blizzard released Overwatch, everyone was like, "Can Blizzard release an FPS and it'd be fun?" And everyone played the beta and like, "Oh yeah, they."
Do you know how
can."
successful? I don't even know the numbers, but like just Twitch wise, at that time, that was what? Was that 2 years ago already? Overwatch?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm
and a
getting
half,
old.
Dude, it's almost-
I'm getting
yeah.
old. I probably played 300 hours of quick play because in the beta or before, even after the game was released, they didn't have ranked play or anything, but people were still playing it, dude. It was just something that hit the money at the right time. And I think Fortnite did that with BR. They capitalized on it. And I think they're going to capitalize on a lot more titles, man. I really do.
Yeah, they really are the first company to like get the format down because everyone else, DayZ had the Survivor Wars or I forgot what they called it, where they had the kind of battle royale style, and then PUBG was starting to come up on the rise, and then Fortnite. It's like Fortnite's making a BR, why? And then they brought out this polished game. They did constant updates. They were constantly updating the community of where they were going. If they had some sort of stupid weapon like the sword that the community didn't like, they're all right. Well, we're gonna vault it. After like 3 days.
Perfect example
4
right
days.
there.
And it's just
The
crazy
guided
to me that
missile.
game companies aren't that quick to do that. Like how? I mean, obviously, I've never made a game before, but can it really be that hard to remove an item from the game? Like,
I
if
think
they
a
can do
lot
it
of
in a
people are just
day,
too stubborn, man. I
yeah,
really think that's what it comes
they
down
want
to.
people to like it more,
Right.
more and more, and it's just like people.
But
aren't
think
gonna
of
like it.
yeah, Epic. It's a great example, Jagger. But the sword. They tried to see if it would work. It was broken to all ends. They took it out of the game. There was a guided missile that was in Fortnite for a little
Oh,
while.
I remember that.
It was broken. You could literally just fly people around on it. Broken. They vetoed it. When the double pump was absolutely ridiculous. This is when I still played.
Meta, yep.
Double pump meta, double blue pumps, and you could just go boom, swap, and just keep pumping people. They removed it for a while, fixed it, brought it back in the game. And think of just how simple that is. Like how Ryan said, how hard can it really be to literally remove one item from the game? It can't be that hard. It really can't. So they're hitting all the stars, all the points of the star. They really are. and I just want to see what they have in store next, whether it's an MMO or first person shooter or a MOBA. Could you imagine Epic Games getting into the MOBA department, dude? A polished MOBA. Oh my.
Well, they had that game Paragon, remember?
That is right. They canceled it.
It looked like it was decently popular.
They had a
People
really
liked
weird
it.
card system for it when I played it.
Yeah.
It was not great. Without the card system, I think it could have been something. But the game was beautiful when I played it. It was a gorgeous looking MOBA, but it just didn't end up working out fully. But maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll bring something back to life. Who knows?
Yeah, it's funny, Ryan. You're talking about like how hard is it for people to like not be stubborn and listen to the people that play their game, dude. Most developers that play, especially, and this is strictly at Blizzard, like the lead balance designer of StarCraft. I'm not sure if you remember him, David Kim. He was only like Master League at the very beginning of StarCraft, and then he dropped to like Platinum or Diamond. And same with Jeff from Jeff Kaplan from the Overwatch. I think he's only Diamond, but it just goes to show like their skill level is not in the same like mindset as like someone who's like a pro player. Like they just don't get like what they should actually do for the game exactly. They just like kind of like push these updates out.
Well, that's what I don't understand. It's like I feel like if I had a game company that's meant to be like esports ready type stuff, why would you not hire on a handful of people who play at the highest level to tell you exactly what's going on and what's wrong, what's good, stuff like that? Like especially in RTS, because most people play RTSs for the high level ranked gameplay.
Yeah.
So like, why would you not hire people on, pay them like they could be a streamer, pay them to give you a report every month about the latest whatever. Like, if I were playing, say I was playing Rainbow Six Siege at a high level, if they paid me to do that while I'm just playing the game and I just figure out what's good and what's not, I'd take it. Are you kidding me?
Right?
I'd take an hour out of my day to write down a report of what's good and what's not good.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's the balance between those games that are trying to be esports and kind of bringing the casual crowd, because you know, as you know, StarCraft was a very high skill level game, but it was hard bringing in the casual people. So that's why that game kind of like fizzled out, because it didn't bring in any new players, including myself, because I played since the beginning and I was already like dedicated to it. But once the game got to a certain point, I was like, all right, I'm done. And they didn't really invite anyone else to like come play at the casual level. I think that's the balance they're trying to find. Like, with Fortnite, they're kind of like that goofy cartoony style. It feels like they are competitive, but they're not competitive to like I would say to a standard as an RTS, to where it's easier for them because they're obviously, you know, they're free to play. StarCraft went free to play, but they were free to play when it was like way too late. And Fortnite is just like, you know, it's for kids. It's cartoony style. There's no blood. Come play it whenever you want. You know, kind of like that idea. I don't know. They got a balance between being an esports video game and being somewhat casual.
Yeah, well, that and that's another thing is when I want to play a game casually, I never want to play PvP. Like that's the last thing I want to do is play against other people who will likely just shit on. So, for instance, when people play, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, say someone complains that the game isn't at a casual level enough for them that they can. They add, in StarCraft's case, they have the campaign, they have versus where you can play against computers, and you can technically practice against them too because they're not very difficult. And it's just kind of like, most games that are multiplayer based and you want to play against other people, you're not gonna. I personally wouldn't see it as a casual thing for myself. I would see it as I want to win. I don't want to lose any games. I want to try my best not to lose. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird to me that companies wouldn't kind of take that, try it, you know, try to see if you listen to your highest end players like they seem to be doing in Fortnite, what benefits that might have.
Yep.
I mean, how are they doing in Blackout? Do they listen to their community? How does it work there?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. It's
They pick their battles like the 9 bang. They got that out pretty fast. I would say.
yeah, that was
I remember
broken.
that. Oh,
There's still some things that the community complains about. And my big thing is like having pixel glitches, which I don't like. The latest update, latest fall update, they released a lot of
You can basically see
stuff.
people through walls in certain corners of buildings right now.
certain
Really?
buildings you can see through like you can like see there. You can peek different corners and stuff. You can't shoot through them, I don't think, but you can definitely see through them.
And the armor still, man, like it as nice as it is to have armor, I still think level 3 armor, dog, is just you're the Incredible Hulk, bro. Like
The game me and you have level 3 armor, we were unstoppable.
we literally were walking tanks. That was a game we dropped. That was our first game of the day. We dropped like 19 the first game. We both had level 3 armor and trauma kits. It was literally a wrecking
we had
crew.
backup trauma kits. We had snipers just because we stumbled across like lucky loot.
And now you can heal or you can repair your armor now. So it's like having 3 level 3 armors on your back if you're good enough to loot quick.
I respect that mechanic, but level 3 armor definitely
To an
needs to
extent,
be-
though, to an extent, I think
Yeah.
it's a little overpowered when it comes to level 3 armor.
No, for sure. It's still like they dialed it back, but it still needs to be like.
It still needs to, dial it from like a 5 to about a 3, Because even if I have the best aim in the world, Jagger, I can still get outgunned by someone that has level 3 armor and a Mog. They'll 2-pump me if they hit their shots, I just find that a little ridiculous at points, but, it is what it is at some points.
Yeah, I was in a fight. Even it's so weird. It's so inconsistent because when you have brawler and melee, like it's supposed to one shot, but I was running brawler, and without brawler, you imagine your gun does 50 damage with a melee, like I've been spouting off like I don't know, for the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But when I melee, sometimes I do 50, and sometimes I do 38, and I don't kill someone. It's really aggravating. It's like when I 3-shot somebody with my outlaw, and they don't die with level 2 armor. It's really frustrating. So it's like it's so inconsistent with the hitboxes.
Well, especially since it's a sniper rifle, it's like a sniper rifle should be, if you're hitting consistent upper body shots, you should be the damage should be dialed where it's at, instead of like, I mean, I don't want to say it because the shotguns are so fun to use in Blackout, but the shotguns are pretty strong. If you have a long barrel on the shotguns in Blackout,
I witnessed
you probably watched me play a little bit. I was just pumping kids with hip fire. I had a long barrel, just doink.
Sniping people with a shotgun. I was
Yep.
like, is that a shotgun or a sniper?
Yep.
It's like the models from MW2, man.
They might be worse than the models, but
They don't have the burst damage, but Jesus, man, the range on it's insane.
Yep. It's pretty good. I will say they definitely dialed it back. They're doing stuff. It's not like they're not doing stuff, but just getting it to that, I guess competitive play, I guess we'll call it, even though I don't really consider battle royales the most competitive play of things. I mean, they can be competitive, but on like an even competitive field, it's almost impossible to do. I feel like just like Ryan was saying, so much RNG involved. It's near impossible to fully balance the battle royale games. I mean, even in terms of positioning too. Like, you could be like the best aimer in the world, but if you suck at positioning, you might not make it as far as someone that's incredible at positioning or playing the circle the best you could. It's all a mix of things. That's where the best players come out. Like Jagger, I was watching you drop like 50 kills at one game, and you just were positioned perfectly, just out of nowhere. You just were positioned perfectly, whether it was on purpose or not. But just positioning wise, you were just getting kills handed to you. It's crazy.
I was just dumbfounded, dude. I was just like on the edge of the circle constantly, and like things were just happening. I was like,
huh?
What is going on?
I was so pumped when I was watching that live with the stream, and I was like, come on, one more. And I'm like, yes, he beat it. And I'm like, wait, there's still 18 people left. Go!
Oh, I know. I saw it too. I was like, what the fuck, man? It's like when I was at the right barn right by Rivertown. I was like, all right, there's the guy that just circled. Okay, the guy's dead. All right, where's your buddy? Guy's dead. Oh, there's another one. Guy's dead.
Doink.
There's 2 more? Like, seriously, you just wouldn't stop. Like, it was just 5 like that.
When are we going to see that on YouTube?
Oh, it's on right now.
Oh, you put it on there?
Yeah, I believe last night.
YouTube.com/Pacheco_OW, right?
Yeah. No underscore.
No underscore.
Dude, I'm not inconsistent.
I gotta change all mine around once my rebrand comes.
Dude, I need to do the same thing.
Because I've been really starting to get on the social media stuff a lot more. Like Instagram especially, just getting clips out there. You guys would really be surprised at how much traction an Instagram clip gets with the right hashtags. Like you just hashtag Twitch or hashtag live streaming or whatever. You'll see traction just like that, just from a hashtag. It's really strange how like the algorithms on Instagram work. You'll just hashtag something, and then people will be looking through that hashtag. Your video will pop up. They'll like your video, follow you. It's like, what? Very interesting how it works. Where like as Twitter, I mean, there's hashtags on Twitter and stuff like that, but I don't think people are really looking up hashtags as much. It's more or less of just like keywords or popular things that are going on. But it's just interesting, just like getting your name out there through different types of platforms. It's interesting to see how it works when you're consistent on it, especially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's what I need to do. Like, because I don't know anything about that sort of formatting with Instagram. I know you can hashtag, but
I got
honestly,
you.
What I do, just put it on your Instagram story.
Yep, I'm telling you, dude. People just
won't want to see it on your like actual Instagram page, like.
And people won't see it sometimes. Like the algorithm's weird. It won't update like in real time. It's very strange. So just say, hey, it's Jaga here. Click the live stream. All right, or you're a bum. All right, see you there. Stuff like that. Boom. That's all it takes sometimes.
Makes a lot of sense.
Isn't it weird though? Like I'll look at stories more than I'll look at posts. I'll just like, what's this person up to? Boom.
It's right at the top too.
Yep,
so
and then it keeps automatically playing. They keep you on that gosh darn thing, bro. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Never watch it no more. Won't get out of bed.
I know, right? Wake up, check emails, Instagram. You're lost for 30 minutes. That's a really bad habit of mine I gotta change. Like, I'll wake up, look at Twitter for like 30 minutes, and then I'm thinking to myself, I could have been doing something else while looking at Twitter for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? It's a terrible habit of mine that I'm trying to fix, but it's tough. I think it's tough sometimes. So I try my best to respawn to as many people as I can on social media. I really try. It's impossible, but I try my best. Just, talk to as many people as I can, but I don't know. I can only do so much, but I could be doing other things while I'm looking. I could have TweetDeck on my other monitor, looking through my morning emails like normal, instead of just being a lazy potato in my bed and just sitting there curled under my blanket.
Yeah, I've been trying to force myself to get up before 9 every.
Dude, it's hard. It's hard, but like I've been trying. The reason I want to do that is because I can get so much more done, dude. Like especially.
What's actually been motivating me is getting better at Siege, or dude, I might start playing Gears of War mainly too.
Yeah.
I was wrecking today. The first game I played that I went 9-4 was kind of like a search and destroy like game mode. And I was playing against like third prestige people too.
Wow.
So it was pretty insane. And then the next game I went 11-2. So it was fun though. I was having a great time. Good game for sure.
See, I try
having that motivation to get up is definitely important.
Yeah. Speaking of the motivation stuff, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to do this. I try my best to do this just because I really do love helping people out as much as I possibly can. It's just what I love doing. It feels good. But like if you see like let's just say a streamer buddy of yours or whatever is, just like not, you can tell it's a little bit of depressed stuff going on. Everyone's gone through it. You try to, help them out a little bit. It's like, hey, do you want to, you want to play a game? You want to hop on something today or tomorrow or maybe a couple days in a row with them just to try to get them back in the swing of things? Like, I don't know. Do you ever see people like doing that? I try to do that as much as I can. I try to play with people that, I think have a lot of potential in them. Because it's hard to see people like throw away their potential is basically what I'm saying. And I just you know, people just can give up so easily, and it's tough to see. And that's why I'm like, I try to go out of my way, especially if it's a good buddy, of just like, you know, let's play something on Tuesday. You down for that? Yeah, sure, man. What time you getting on? That sort of stuff, you know?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. It's sad to see it sometimes too. Someone who was so motivated to like grind out a game with you or something, or
Right.
grind out something solo, and you knew they were doing it, and then they're just gone.
Sometimes people just need that little push, though, you know, just like,
Yep.
oh, well, I actually have a reason to get on. I'm playing with so and so today or in a couple days, you know. I think it
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's a lot of it's mental. Most of it's mental, but
Are you talking strictly through streaming?
in this case, yes, just because like I've really been trying, at least this year, I'm trying to go out of my way and just not be afraid to ask people, I guess, if they want to, you know, stream or play a game together or do this and that type of a thing. Or even just the opposite, you know, reaching out to other people instead of just like, you know, asking, just like, hey, should play this or do this sort of thing. But in this case, yeah, strictly streaming, I'd say. I mean, it can correlate to other things, obviously, but
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, some people, it's like you can tell they're really like unhappy with stuff, and like you gotta know, like just go case by case, see like if they're, because I know some people that are like they're depressed all, they still stream, but they're depressed all the time. It's like, man, you gotta
balance it
be
out.
like that guy to like, you know, give you advice, but like it doesn't seem like you're very happy, like just
Right.
from a personal standpoint. But I mean, I do like the motivation stuff. I try not to ever. Of course, I never say that to the person. You always want to be motivation, like, hey, whatever you do, I'm happy for you. That's fine. I don't know. I have a lot of friends like that too, and I think streaming's just, it's going to be a lot of that. Personally, it's going to be a lot of like, hey, I'm going to start streaming. I hope I get big. Oh, this takes a long time, unless you're lucky to accomplish. And I don't think a lot of people are just like mentally ready for that.
Right. I agree with you 100%. I think I'm very, very blessed and fortunate to be in, like, I got into this at a very good time in my life, I think, because, again, I never did this to get big or anything or make money, do this as a job, which ended up happening, but, you know, I do this as a part-time job now, but, like, yeah, I don't know. I got into it at a very, like, interesting time because, yeah, I never had that in the back of my mind. It's like, oh, I can't wait to get huge on this website, or I can't wait to make so much money just streaming. It was just streaming, you know, at that point for me, which a lot of people it was, but I mean, that can go back to the mainstream thing too, of people, you know, for the first time hearing about Twitch, you're like, oh, you can make money playing video games on Twitch? I should try this out, see how it goes, you know, and then it just leads the trickling down the hill, the snowball effect. With some of those people,
because I feel like, especially for you, because you streamed longer than all of us combined, but for me, I felt like the platform was still young when I started. But now it's just like it's all changed. It's like
completely
exposure
different.
is definitely good, but definitely, you know, kind of oversaturates the market as far as Twitch streamers are concerned. And you have these other platforms coming up to where they don't care about viewer base; they're all promoting for you to stream on their website. Like give an example is like Caffeine TV. They want a lot of cowboys, not many Indians. Like they want everyone to be streaming on their website, but they don't have that much viewers. So it's like,
Right.
But that, and you know, the little fact that you have to have an account to actually view streams is a big oof. So, but I mean, it's streaming just become like something more accessible than it was 5 years ago or 2 years ago when I started, and it's just the way it is, you know. You can stream on Xbox now. You can stream on an iPhone if you download the.
Literally, you can literally just stream on the Twitch app now. If you have the Twitch app on your phone, there's a little button you can press to go live anytime.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yep, it is wild. I don't know. It's just always interesting because I think we've all been there when it comes to just like, oh my god, like I do not want to stream today or this week or this month, you know, and. I don't know. It's just really sad to see, like, whether it's a close friend of yours or whether it's, you know, a broadcaster that you've watched for a long time, and you can really see it like going through them, like just by their, you know, expressions and just their tone and everything. It's really tough. It's really tough to watch, man, sometimes.
Yeah. And that's what, then you bring up a good point. I was going to say, it is tough to watch, meaning like if you're on stream, you see someone super depressed and not having a good time on stream, you're not going to watch that stream. I mean, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. You're not going to be like the pity party. You're going to be the pity party for the first 5 minutes. And then you're like, all right, well, I got to get on with my life and do my own stuff. So it's like, it's very, very easy for that to snowball and become bad. And that's why you always got to be like, kind of like, okay, if this is bad, I'm not going to really, I mean, I'm not saying it's not good to acknowledge it, because it is good to acknowledge it, but I'm not going to bring it to stream and bring stream's hopes or
exactly, because then you got all your viewers that come to watch you after a long day of whatever, you know, and then you're all negative, and then it makes the whole stream negative. And that's why, you know, not to bring up negativity too much, but like I refuse to let negative people in my life. I absolutely refuse it. I don't need that. I've had to cut out some people that I may or may not have wanted to cut out, but I had to do it for my own sanity of just like, there's no way that I can continue on right now without you. Just, you need to go type of thing. Yeah. So I just refuse. I refuse to make content with negative individuals who are just going to bring my morale down. I absolutely refuse to do it. And I just, you know, I refuse to let myself get to that point. I've become a lot better at it, where it's like, you know, I'm streaming for more than just me now. It's for other people, and it's not just like a, you know, a make money thing for a lot of other people as well. It's just more. It's just more than what it looks like for me now. Just for different reasons, you know. Yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense though, because that's not the energy a lot of people want to bring to their streams. Everyone that's up and coming that I've had the pleasure to try and grow the stream with, it's like everyone's like upcoming, everyone's like very more outgoing than they used to be 2 years ago. Like, hey, let's network, let's play games, let's you know, I mean, let's communicate. I'll come to your channel. I mean, I'm not expecting you to come to my channel, but I'm coming to your channel to say hi. And that's like always well respected. And it's definitely the type of people you want to surround yourself, because if you surround yourself with like negative people, you're just going to become that kind of person, which is not good for the environment we're in.
Right. Especially when it's an entertainment environment. So a lot of people that watch our channels and watch our streams and content on YouTube, whatever the case is, a lot of people are doggos are a lot of people are you know, coming home from work, coming home from school, long day, long stressful day. This is the case for me. This is why I love Twitch, you know, and just kind of escape from reality just a little bit, and just not have to, you know, look at the real world for a couple hours of the day or something, and just kind of do your thing. But no one wants to watch an absolutely negative vibe of a person or broadcast go on when they just had a tough day or a long day, and they just want to sit back and relax. You know, the odds of that person really watching you for very long are kind of, you know.
Sure.
Yep.
So that's why I always try to bring it every day, you know. I have a reason to bring it, you know. If I can make one person's shitty day a better day, I feel like I've done my job as a broadcaster, honestly. That's why I try to bring it.
Yeah, you definitely feel it, because if you're negative, that's why I had to stop playing Overwatch so much.
I don't blame you, dude.
It's just not just because the game went to shit balance wise, but just everyone in that game just kind of brought you down. You could have 5 good Overwatch games, and it goes for any game. It's not just Overwatch, obviously. But you could have 5 good games in this one game, but it just takes that one person on your team to bring your mood down. And if you let that person get to you, then it sucks. And it'll bring the stream down.
Yep. It's hard with those types of games, man. It really is, because it's like you're trying to entertain, but at the same time you're trying to compete, you know, so you get into that like competitive zone. The same thing was with me for Counter-Strike. Not that I was a toxic Counter-Strike player, but sometimes you'll have your moments, obviously. I mean, we're only human. No one's perfect. Sure. You know, someone's going to call out someone else the wrong way that they didn't want to be called out by or whatever. And, you know, tempers can flare, obviously, but, you know, why do that to yourself every single day? And that's why it's pretty brave of you jumping from like your main game to doing variety, and it's just, you know, I'm sure just the the stress of the world is gone now, you know, just being able to play for the most part whatever, or at least a couple main games instead of one that's just going to cause you pain and misery you know, one too many times.
You just gotta do what's I guess so, it sounds kind of not selfish, but it sounds kind of like one dimensional. But you just gotta do what's good for yourself and the stream, as far as being like that person that you want to be, because you don't want to be that person that's, like you said, that's negative. And you got to find your own like format, I guess, whether it be variety, whether it be playing a different game that's not your main or something like that sort, just chatting, even if that allows you to be a better person to where you're not like bringing the vibes down on stream and bringing the energy down. Like it comes to a point where you're like, dude, that's why I don't know if you've ever had this, Izzy, but I had a guy I used to network with. We used to play Overwatch every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But like every time I tuned into that dude's stream, I mean, he wasn't very good at networking. He would host me like once every like 3 months or so, and I would host him all the time. And then I kind of just stopped. I was like, hey, you know, I kind of got to cut this dude off. Yeah, I gotta cut this dude off, because every time I go into the stream, he's like, I don't know what the fuck my team's doing. It's like, clearly he has no idea what he's doing as well, but he's blaming it on other teammates in his stream chat. Not saying it in game, but he's saying it in stream chat. And it's just, it just becomes very like, I don't know. Yeah, toxic. It's like, that's not the format people like really cater to. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I go off on people all the time, but it's, you know, you don't want to be that person 24/7. Like every time I tune in your stream, you're going to be toxic and yelling at your teammates. I don't want to watch it. Just how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I've gotten a good set of people that I host that are always on at different times. So I always find like a good amount of people. And if I don't, I'll usually go like lower down, and like say I'm doing like Rainbow Six Siege or something, I'll go lower down into the view counts. So they'll feel like, you know, something cool just happened.
I love doing that.
Never been hosted before, you know.
One of my favorite things to do is, like, let's just say like the Borthers are playing Left 4 Dead 2 or something. We'll have 40 viewers combined out of all of us or whatever. I love going and saying, you guys try and do like a super raid, and we send like a super raid to like a small streamer. It's the best feeling in the world, dude. I love it, because like I knew what it was. I knew how it felt to be at that point. Like just you know, some days you just load up the stream, ain't nobody talking in the chat. You got maybe one person watching, and it's like, all right, here we go. You know? Yeah. So sometimes people need that a little bit. You know what's funny? I never would have met Ty if it wasn't for that. I raided Ty a long time ago when I think he was playing like Gary's mod or something like that. And now I know all of his friends just from one raid. It's crazy.
That would be a Ty game.
That's how I met Jagger too. I raided you, the God Hog player, dude. This guy's got it. You know what it was? You had your green screen. I'm a sucker for quality streams. So like if I see like a green screen and like a good little overlay, I'm like, yeah, done. So I sent it that way.
I miss the green screen. It's different. Like, it's so weird. Do you feel like you're overly? I don't mean to derail the conversation if you guys have carry on with it. But I was like, do you feel like you're overly like judgmental on your stream? Like, should I run green screen? Should I not run green screen?
Have you seen how many angles I try to use with my camera? Yeah, I'm a little bit.
It's almost like we're like rocket scientists. I know. Like the perfect thing. It's crazy.
I just moved my entire setup around. It's on the other side of the room now. You guys probably didn't even notice.
No, I saw. I didn't. I was like, is Ryan in a new room? Did you just move?
Right.
That looks good, dude. But yeah, I feel like I'm not. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I just gotta do what I do. I got rid of the green screen because I like the box cam view more. Tim was talking about how he liked the box cam variant more, and I was like, you know, for me that suits me personally, because me personally, I don't really talk about like things that happen like outside of stream. So just allow you guys to see where, I know it seems so stupid now I'm talking about it, but just like you can like see where I live and see where I stream from. Kind of like gives you a more like idea, because I'm so bad at talking about myself as far as I don't know where I live. Not
it's a more personable feel, I think.
There you go. Yeah.
Not saying
this guy
like
streaming from a closet, or is he streaming from his living room like a fucking weirdo? This guy's not having chicks over anytime soon.
Yeah, if I had more room, I would definitely pick up a green screen because they're really not that expensive.
No, I don't know if I would have
But,
room. I don't know how I would
I
do
need
it.
a ring light first. I need to
You
Yeah.
need
get
good
all
lighting.
kinds of stuff before I do that. So not gonna happen for a while, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If you're looking for suggestions, I've heard the Elgato green screen's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's a
I
little
did hear that
pop-up
too.
thing. A little pop-up
Yep,
thing.
That's the one I would likely. But the next thing on my list is the Stream Deck. For sure.
Stream Deck's, dude, essential at this point.
Yep.
Completely
I
essential.
I have so many things I could use it for. It's insane.
Don't get the mini. Just
That's
dedicate
dude,
the $44
Bite the bullet.
to get the
Bite the bullet.
usually.
I was looking at them on Christmas and I was about to get the mini and then I saw that it only has 6 and I was like, dude, I could utilize all of the ones for the regular size.
I have one for each scene. One for my music. No, 3 for my music, my mic, my audio, my follower mode, my podcast, and I can clip Twitch clips by myself. I just press one button, it clips a clip.
That is one I need for sure. Playing
Yep.
these, dude.
Just
Dude,
boom. You literally press it, boom.
That's insane.
Mhm.
There's so much. That's the thing with it, Ryan. It's so much utility that you can do with it.
And
Because mine, I have my tweets, I have my scenes. Obviously, I have my. There's a thing you can do integrated in the Stream Deck where you can have stream markers. So if you do like a
Mhm.
very PogChamp clip on stream, well, I can't believe I just said that. A very awesome clip on stream. You can do a stream marker, and then you can go back and be like, hey, you marked this earlier in your stream. Go check it out, and then you can like clip it or highlight it or whatever you want to do. And I have things where I can control like certain scenes. So if I get a troll for the song request and his name is something very racist, then I can like, I have the bottom right, I have the new follower thing. I can take that out so that his name doesn't show up at all. I mean, there's so many things you can do with it.
Oh,
This is my. It wouldn't show up in a past broadcast. Is that a thing? Is that what
it would show up in past broadcasts, for the
Oh.
song request, like very briefly, but like I just get rid of his name from the bottom right just
I
entirely.
gotcha.
My most recent one, which I love, I added a just straight up camera. Like I can literally just take my camera off. So like if there's a cinematic scene happening in like a single player game I'm playing, I can just go boop, just like that, and then put it back on. It's
I
fantastic.
need that one.
So
too,
nice.
Yeah, there's so much I can use with it. So I'm
Yep.
gonna keep my eye on it. I kind of want to wait till it's on sale at some point because I'm sure it will be.
I would just say wait because I feel like like right now is where Elgato I think is gonna possibly announce something newer coming out because like Nvidia and all those types of companies are like talking about newer tech and stuff. So I'm sure they'll have something newer coming out, which means stuff goes on sale.
If they had the Stream Deck Mega or something that they announced,
Oh, I'm
dude, that
getting
would
it.
be worth it. I wish I had more buttons, man. Like
I could
have,
use
like,
30 buttons, dude.
right now I have like 3 pages of buttons because you can like
I gotta add pages. I haven't done that yet.
I did that because you can create folders inside your Stream Deck to page like essentially page down. And I have like just on my first screen I'm looking at, I have like 5 folders of stuff.
Yeah, I need to do that. I haven't done that yet.
What I do is like whenever I start up when I have my startup, I have my startup screen, so I have like my channel, my music, and then I have my dashboard. I can just do and my Twitter. I can just press like 5 buttons and I can just like have it all like right there. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, having like useful tech is so nice. Like, I mean, I before the Stream Deck was a thing, I thought of just getting like an extra like numpad for my other PC, which probably still works. It's still an option, but the Stream Deck's cooler because you have pictures and
Yeah, you can
LEDs and
see
shiz.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. I like that a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a lot better than having the number pad because sometimes I would like instinctually type. I used to have it on my number pad on my keyboard, and then I would type like something, like I would enter something in like numerically, and then I would end up changing the scenes because that's what all my scenes were. And then like you could just see like this part of my face for like when I'm playing an Overwatch game, and it drove me fucking nuts. Everyone's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, wrong channel or wrong scene." Sorry.
Sorry, I have 55 keybinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
need
need
to.
one for my mute now. I need to mute my mic somehow.
Yep, I have one for that, one for audio mute. The clipping one's incredible. Like I can literally just clip something from my own Twitch instantly with a click of a button. It's fantastic. Even though you hear me and like my stream highlights shiz, clip it. I forget to clip it sometimes.
Oh, I do too. Well, if you don't like, you'll say clip it, and then like you'll forget about it.
Right.
If you,
Mm-hmm.
after the game.
Clip it.
I just want to give a rest in peace to Atlas.
Mm.
We had a great run on that, but
That was
What?
tough.
I'm
And
not
what happened?
returning to that game for a bit. Basically, okay, so first thing, we get to an island with like, it was me, Pat, and I think it was Jace.
yep.
And we get to an island, we get set up, we find another guy who was super friendly. He gave us a bunch. And then 10 minutes later, a max level guy comes out of nowhere on a cannon and is shooting our boat that we worked on for 3 hours minimum. And he completely destroys it, and then he runs away. He just did it just to be an asshole. And then he comes back with 2 other friends and destroys the guy's boat that helped us out. And we literally weren't doing anything but just like leveling up and getting stuff on the island. We weren't attacking people. We were trying to be friendly. And they just came in and destroyed everything. So that pissed us off. But then the day later, we joined a crew, which I won't name it on stream right now. But basically, they're taking the game too seriously to the point that they're not looking to have fun. They're more looking to be number one. Like, instead of like sail around, find stuff.
No,
do
there was
whatever.
just no adventure. Like that was the
Yeah.
point of like I wanted to be a pirate. And
They wanted us to basically carry materials from one place to another for, like slaves. And we were just like, no. The fuck?
yeah,
I was just like, that's not happening.
I really
So-
like the premise of the game, but it's just like we've gotta. I think they're gonna be adding some new island type of stuff that I've been hearing about, Ryan. So maybe there'll be an opportunity to snake
Yeah.
something. But yeah, it's tough if you don't have an established island or at least find like friendly people. Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, I wish they did some sort of system where like killing people that are under a certain amount of levels under you gives you like dishonorable something. They got to do something with that because like imagine 2 months from now someone tries playing that game.
Oh
They're
yeah.
gonna be so far behind that they're not even gonna want to play.
See, do they do
because
server
every
wipes
island
and?
is taken.
Yeah,
So
true. Do they do server wipes at all?
That's the thing. I don't know if they do.
Because at some point, I feel like you've got to do it because otherwise, you know, there's just gonna be these superpowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you can get in with one of those superpowers, I don't know.
So I'm gonna take a break from that. I'm just gonna stick with Siege for now and Gears of War a little bit maybe.
That's all I was scared about. I didn't want it to become that like Rust style where there's already these established groups and stuff that just can take out the newbies at any given time. That was the only thing that drove me away from it. But then I don't know. What's the way out for that? Do you need to have like people
Adding
like,
more
try-
islands, probably.
Yeah.
Adding more islands, making it so people can't own more than a certain amount of
Right.
islands. That'd be the only thing. Dude, the worst part about it was the guy was on the cannon, right? And I was sneaking up behind him. And I made my character so he can do a lot of damage with a bow and arrow. I shot this guy in the dome with it, and it did 1 damage. I was just like, okay. Like, this is stupid. I should at least have some fighting chance. So it
So
was
what's-
just kind of like he was. People are too overpowered right now, and the game hasn't even.
I
been
think
out
they just
long.
need to dial back a lot of the damage and stuff like that, and I think the game would be
Yeah.
fine. To be completely honest, because like when Captain Fatar was driving through Hell's Breach or whatever that
Oh
was,
my
he-
God.
I literally see the boat come up and I get flattened, dude, by like 6 cannons. Done. Like I didn't even stand a
Yep.
chance, you know. Granted, we had a small ship. We had a little.
Dude,
little
you
sloop.
should have seen it, Checo. Pat was driving a boat like a god. He was literally swerving
does.
around people, and he survived against these level, like max level players.
The best part
was
was when the
good.
they called it galleon. They called an alliance, and they come out with a galleon, biggest ship in the game, to come help. Galleon just drives right by because there's like 2 ghost ships out there right next to us
Which are
fighting.
basically like PvE ships that do a lot of damage to anyone nearby.
And the Galleon just goes right by.
baited them into it.
That was awesome.
Crazy.
That was
It
fun.
Definitely the biggest highlight of it for sure. That was the funniest part.
And that was just out on our adventure to go find an island too. Like we didn't even plan that.
Out and about.
Okay, we kind of planned. I stole all their copper and I put it on the boat. And then the guy comes flying out the wingsuit at me, and I was like, "Go!"
Yeah, we stopped by an island and we started stealing their stuff out of like this little open thing, and then the guy comes down and goes, "You guys need anything?" And then I was just like,
got a blast," and I just run to the
already?
ship and stock
and then I
it.
was just like, "Go, go, go! We gotta get out of here." That was so funny, dude. And then they just started chasing us, catching up to us on a boat. We're just a bunch of naked guys with nothing on us.
It's funny. And they chased us for like 20 minutes, probably.
Dude, they were struggling. Like,
Yeah, they
there
were.
some really bad players for sure.
They were geared too. They were really geared.
Let me ask you a question, because as someone who is new to that format of that like Rust style, and someone who's almost honestly never played it, what's a good workaround for people who are pretty new to that community? Say, I don't want to be a new guy running up against like 7 galleons worth of fucking people in a community. Is a good like workaround, and you can totally shut this down. But it's like having like a server infrastructure. Like, say I'm new and they put me around other new people in a new community, to where if I build a certain amount of infrastructure, then I get put into a different server where I'm in with the intermediate people who have intermediate gear. And then if I build stuff beyond that, then I'm with the people that have like 17 galleons, like the people I would initially get destroyed with if I was a new player. Is that a stupid concept to have?
No, I think that's a perfect one. Honestly, that's what they should do, because the game does have a leveling system in it, kind of like an RPG. So that could definitely work. Like, say, from level 1 to 15, you're in one thing, 16 to 30, you're in another, then 30 plus or something like that. That could definitely work. That's the thing, is there is no workaround right now. You're screwed if you're not, like, we're not established at all. So there's no way we can really do anything. And also, we don't play the game. We're not going to play the game every single day. So games like that, there's almost no way to survive.
It's very like punishing.
Yeah,
That sounds
very
like
punishing.
It's like either we join one of the biggest crews from a streamer, or we make our own crew.
That's
more
what
tight knit, or we just get
we
demolished.
joined Streamer House. Yep.
Yeah.
So
That sucks, man.
yep. It was fun. The best time was definitely just us all hanging out doing our own thing. So if we go back to the game, we'll probably do that again.
Yeah,
Just all
it is
make our
it
own
is a
stuff.
pretty fun game. Like with the group of your buddies, it's a really fun game. And I think I don't think it's impossible to find an island, but I mean, we literally sailed, Ryan. We probably sailed for like 25 hours and we didn't find an island.
At least minimum.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that wasn't claimed.
Every single island was claimed. Like yeah, it was ridiculous. So
That sucks.
yep, I
But-
think they should do a system like that though, where certain levels are in certain queues, or like sharded into different servers or something for sure.
I guess that would make for good if you had like a new person. But I guess they could do it like you have a really high person, and you have someone that's brand new. You kind of like, I don't want to say like combine the two, but you get like a little bit more on the like. You have someone's level 50, someone's level 1. You go to like maybe like level like 40 or something, 38.
Yeah.
So just so you can like have your new friends coming into the game.
Right.
I don't know. It's definitely hard to judge.
Yep.
Do you feel like because you joined that you're in a really like popular server as far as like because you're in the streamer house, do you feel like that's a little bit more tougher to get established into than like a normal server?
Yeah, that's the thing, is right now, if like we're in streamer house, but they're probably gonna kick us all out because we haven't been, we didn't do anything. I don't think they're planning to do much. They're not kind of trying to have fun.
Like we
more
got so bored of just like hauling materials and shiz that I started building a sloop for us so we could get off the island and go try
and
to.
then when that started, they started questioning us. They're like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, they were straight up asking us why we weren't contributing. Basically, within an hour of us being AFK, it's like, dude, we're just trying to have fun, relax.
It is a video game, guys.
Yeah, taking it way too seriously.
Right? It's not even like an. I mean, it's kind of an RP-ish game, but like not really. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to have fun. I just want to be a pirate and do pirate stuff with my pirate friends, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were almost there too. I really thought you guys were gonna establish on that island with that other guy, and then
we were.
you
If
were
those
so
guys didn't
close.
show up,
You got. We would have been
if they
set.
didn't show up, we would have been perfect.
We'll have to give it a try one of these weeks. I really think we can do it, but we'll see. We'll see what their some new updates are going on and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they should do that thing where like certain levels are in certain.
Shards or whatever.
Yeah, like high levels can't find low levels and just one shot them, because like if you're a low level, you're not gonna do much of anything to anybody, because there's a skill system too, so you need to be higher level to make higher level materials and stuff like that. So,
We barely scratched the surface with skill trees. I mean, I was like the only one that was in one skill tree, and then we had another guy that was in like another one. It's a whole team effort, but I don't know. I like the game. I think it's a really good game. I just think that it needs some work. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all. But it's a good idea. I like it because like I love Sea of Thieves, but Sea of Thieves just doesn't have nearly as much content as Atlas does. And I love Sea of Thieves combat, and their sailing is way more fun and user friendly. But like, yeah, I mean, just could you imagine if Sea of Thieves, dude, just imagine if they had like some skill trees, just like a simple 3-set skill tree, and then maybe instead of just hunting for treasure, do something else, maybe like do some sort of questing or stuff, or like more challenges. Like if you kill a certain amount of people on a galleon in one session, you get this type of thing, or like I don't know, just different things, just to make it more like.
The thing is there's not enough push to want to fight other players, it seems like, in that game. I mean, I've been watching Summit.
I was about to say, just watch Summit stream. Why do you think he does what he does right now? It's awesome to watch, by the way. But
yeah, it's good stuff.
But yeah, like what's the point of a PvP? It's a pirate game, man. It's literally a pirate game, and people
freaking, man.
Did you hear about this, Jagger, at all?
What's that?
Summit and his whole debacle of I guess of being a hater of PvE players in Sea of Thieves. Did you hear about this at all?
No.
Okay, so essentially Sea of Thieves is, it's very PvE heavy, but also you can PvP in it, which the combat's really good in Sea of Thieves. It's very, very unique and fun. So there's these Discord servers that are hooked up in Sea of Thieves, and there's these things called Athena quests, which are end game level quests where you get a lot of like in-game reputation to get basically high-end exclusive materials and stuff that you can rep, on your ship and whatnot. But basically people are kind of cheating the system. In my eyes, I see it as cheating the system. So what they'll do is they set up these Discord servers, or these Discord calls with people that only want to PvE. So there's no private servers in Sea of Thieves, it's all publics. So what they do is they'll get all these people in a Discord, and they'll alliance all together, because you can alliance in Sea of Thieves now, which I don't have a problem with it. But when people abuse a system like these guys, it's like, what's the point of even playing a pirate game? You're just playing a loot simulator at this point. So they'll get into this Discord call, basically, and party up, they'll all alliance with each other, and they'll all run the server so it's full of only PvEers so they can get their quests done, which I don't know, I like the risk for reward type of thing in those games. That's what makes it so fun. You get like the adrenaline rush when someone's trying to take your chest and like board your ship and sink you, and you got to turn that shiz in eventually. Like, I don't know. I just find it very interesting that people go to the extent that some of these individuals are going to, I mean, it's not cheating the system, but I kind of count it as cheating the system, because it's like there's no, I mean, you're fighting PvE stuff, but It's a pirate game, man, with no pirates. Like, I don't know. What do you think on that? I just think it's silly.
Because I've never played Sea of Thieves, but that concept just seems so boring. Because whenever I watch like someone play Sea of Thieves, he plays the way he plays. He doesn't play the way like, oh, I'm doing this Athena quest. Let me just alliance with everyone.
Right.
He plays it the way, okay, I'm going to be on this ship rocking back and forth for like 30 minutes, and then I'm going to battle someone, and that's fine. That's it. That he makes the stream entertaining. But for me, it's like, and kind of put it in my perspective, that's like going to DayZ, starting in Electro. You start off in DayZ, and then you're going to the military base, which takes a good 20-minute run if you don't have a vehicle. That's like you like coming across people. And the same with DayZ, it was the most tense moment. Was going through Nova Starboard or whatever that city was called, and trying to like battle people out, because that's the first exposure you got to like military level gear. That's like you going to Nova and like you're the people there like, hey, you want to team up and go to military base? It's like, no, I want to get to military base by myself or at least with my team, and just get the end level gear and just fucking pump nerds, man. I don't care to be with you. I don't understand I get why that's there for Sea of Thieves, but it just seems so frustrating that you have to deal with that if you were like a solo player.
It just blows my mind. Well, not just that, yeah, solo player, rest in peace, man. But like, yeah, it just blows my mind. It's literally a pirate game. It's Sea of Thieves, and he's been getting so much haters from some of the people in the Sea of Thieves community. Some of them, not all of them. Most of them support it and just love what he's doing for the game, and just the fights and stuff that he gets into are awesome to watch. It's great content. But it's like people are like, you're ruining other people's experiences. It's like, it's a pirate game. You're not going to be a pirate in a pirate game? It just blows my mind, dude.
Yeah, basically he's joining PvE servers and killing people by transferring them into the PvP servers by kind of hijacking their crew. So for instance,
he's got a mole inside these servers, basically.
So
it's wild.
Like RP their way in.
It's
so
like
they'll be like, yeah, let's go do this over here. And then Summit will be headed there.
He's got a voice changer and like hidden scenes and stuff now. It's like some Black Ops type of stuff, bro.
Perfect. It should never be changed in that game, or else that game
will die.
Summit and quite a few players.
It will die. No, I think the Sea of Thieves devs are loving it, bro. Just like watching how their game is supposed to be played. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. It's really how it should be, though. I mean, just on paper.
Yeah.
Right? Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends. All right? We ain't trying to be friends out here. I'm trying to steal your treasure. I don't want to go on an hour Athena's quest if I can take your chest, dude.
Yeah. Probably like good streamed stuff like that. Like that's honestly good for Summon, because that provides such good content.
I love it because he gets the most hate out of any broadcaster I've ever seen, not just on social media, but on Twitch, and he handles it so well. And I think this is just a big like spit on the shoes type of moment for Summit, because he's just like, I mean, I've watched him for a very long time. I think I'm subbed to him for like over 2 years and stuff. I enjoy his content. I always have, but he's really, you can tell right now that he is having so much fun with the game, and that just brings in more people than normal too. Like he's genuinely enjoying what he's streaming.
Now, if we want to talk what's that?
I'm gonna say, I'm glad he has like kind of like a main game-ish thing that he plays a lot now.
Well, that's what I was gonna go off of too. Is if you guys want to talk about numerics real quick for him, when he wasn't playing Sea of Thieves, he was around 9K viewers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
a lot.
Summit, that's decently low, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He was at 50K 2 days ago. He's at 40K.
He was at 60. He was at 68K like 5 days ago.
He's at 40K right now.
He's averaging that every night now. I watch him every night. It's
so he's loving the game he's playing.
Right.
His numbers are freaking sky high, and doesn't seem like he wants to change, and I love it. I think it's good. I think it's a Summit that we've all been wanting for a long time.
Right. It just proves, because he hit a pretty low with like all the Counter-Strike stuff and like whatever, but he bounced back pretty good, man. I think he bounced back really good. You know, just not just numbers wise, but just like you can just tell it's more fun to watch someone. We went recycling our conversation from earlier, just like it's all about the having fun and you can see that the person's enjoying what they're doing, it makes for a really good viewing experience. Really, really good viewing experience.
Yep.
Definitely. Like when he's into it, someone is so entertaining, but like when he's not, I mean, you can tell he's like super frustrated. Like just like any streamer.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
And he's at his highest sub count ever right now.
He has
too, on
doubled
top
it
of that.
in a week, by the way.
His
Just-
highest sub count was 28K, I think he said, and he's at 34K right now.
holy
He is
crap.
up there.
That's top 5 on the website, if I do recall. It's got to be up there. I don't know if that one website's legit or not, where like people are saying, "Oh, Shrouds beats Ninja in sub count," which
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that or not, because Ninja's literally averaging 70K at a stream, so it's like, I don't know about that, but maybe. I don't know. It's cool though. It's cool to see stuff like that happen for the, top guys that, represent the the community and the website. So I like it. And it's entertaining as shiz, man.
Yeah, good for him, man. It's insane. Sea of Thieves, I never thought that'd be a game where he was just as like one of his highest sub counts he's ever gotten.
I don't think he would have ever thought it either.
Yeah, I think he played enough what's that game called? DayZ. He knows how to RP correctly.
Oh yeah. Just the whole voice changer bit and like him tucking under stuff and like it's just like so perfect, man. And how he has little like moles basically hidden in these Discord servers. It makes it even better, dude. Like it's come to the point too for like the stream sniping where he literally has to hide his, if he's going on a ship, he's got to like hide his screen until he gets.
Literally as we speak.
Yep. I watch him every night before I go to bed. So.
Me too. I love watching it before bed because it's just hilarious.
Yep.
Isn't it weird how stream has like kind of developed this like mentality that that you can have moles in other people's like communities? Like I think the biggest one I saw was I watched a lot of Hearthstone back in the day. And this guy Kriparian would always complain in Arena because Arena was this game within, or this mode within Hearthstone where you create your own deck based off random cards.
Yep.
And you create like 30 different cards, or 30 was it 30 for the deck? Something like that. I think it was 30 for a 30. Deck.
Yep.
Yeah. So but this guy would be like, "Oh, this guy's stream sniping. He has like the perfect deck to counter mine." And everyone would in his chat for the longest time be like, "This dude is fucking crazy." But Kriparian actually like got a mole one day into this community.
I love
and it was
it,
a
dude.
Stream sniping community full of like 500 people.
Oh my god.
Whenever Kriparian would get online, they would try to like build the perfect deck. And if they had it, they would sit on it. So if you sit on an arena deck, you could sit on an arena deck and not queue up for weeks. And and kind of stream snipe an arena, you had to have the same record. So you have to be either 3-0, 3-1, maybe even 3-2 if you're lucky. Because if you lost 3 times in arena, you're out. You're done.
Yep.
Like that was it. But he found out he had this this community of people, like 500 people, that would wait for him to get online and try to stream snipe him with this like god deck. And he'd be like, "Oh, this guy's stream sniping." And then people, like I said, people would not believe him for the longest time. And then he came out and made this video on YouTube. He's like, "Dude, guys, I didn't think this would be real, but I actually, found it out. There's a group of 500 people trying to stream snipe me whenever I'm online." With Arena, just playing casually.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
And he
Imagine
went in.
people caring about you so much that they do that.
That's
cool.
crazy.
I really love them. Like, I mean, they spend their afternoon doing that. That's crazy.
He averages a good amount of viewers. I would say maybe like 10 to 15K, but just having 500 people of that just stream sniping him at the same time, it's crazy.
What dude, what goes into a stream sniper's mind? Is it just like you're an ultra fan of that person, or like you want your moment of shine? I
think it's like a stalker level mentality.
That's what I'm saying. Like really it's what it feels like to me, but
yeah,
it's really weird, dude. Like some of it's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. Like there's always that. Like we would have never had Shroud's Wadu friend or whatever. That shit is hilarious. But like the dudes that just go out of your way or out of their way to make your life miserable, so you can almost not play the game to a degree, and it just ruins the experience. It's just like, why, man? Why you got to be like that? Like you got so much time on your hands that you're gonna sit in another person's broadcast on your other monitor. You have it on the other monitor, and you're waiting for that opportune moment to pounce. Just go. It's like, I don't understand, dude. Like, what? Like, you got nothing better to do, man. Straight up, it doesn't make sense.
Blows my mind. I don't know.
It really does, dude. It just, yeah. I don't know how that became a thing either. Maybe from DayZ. I remember people always like, I think it started maybe in DayZ, because like I remember watching Gold Glove. He was like a big DayZ guy way back in the day, and his stream snipers would bring him gear. Like, they would straight up just have backpacks full of stuff, bring him gear. So like, okay. So maybe that sort of thing started, and then people could troll and do all that sort of stuff, and then who knows, man. It's a very interesting life of a stream sniper.
It's a great community. I never would imagine we'd have this like 10 years ago. People stream snipe other people who are filming live on a broadcast.
You know what's crazy? People make careers out of stream sniping.
Oh yeah, I mean Moon, yeah, stream sniping Seagull for a long time. And eventually got to play on his team, and you know, he's one of the best variety streamers we have today. It's crazy,
right?
One of the fastest growing streamers I've ever seen.
I have ever seen in my 7 years of watching streams. Like, he hit 500,000. This is when he was playing with Tim and all those guys religiously in the Overwatch days. Like, he hit 500K followers on Twitch. Seriously, I think it was less than a year. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. If you want to ask anyone how to grow on Twitch, ask Moon. He probably has a secret sauce, dude. He's got the formula.
He'll tell you straight up, just stream snipe big streamers.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
don't do it in like a way you're going to get banned from Twitch, but like do it in a way that's like kind of nonchalant and quirky to where you're good, but you know, you can be entertaining at the same time like he can.
Right.
And you know,
like, you almost become a part of the community almost. Just from like
for a long time, because for a long time his chat, no one would spam his emotes, even though his emotes were good. They would spam Seagull's emotes because that was the community. And
right.
Moon's with Seagulls.
That's funny. And he didn't even have a webcam either, which is even more rare.
Yeah,
for a while.
He just barely got a webcam that he streams with every once in a while.
I know. It's crazy. He just had it. He brought it to the table. Had it, dude.
Yeah. Then like he came to BlizzCon one year, and everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this?" And he started talking. I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck? That's him? Whoa, yep. Dude! Why is it? This is weird. He's on a panel. This is interesting."
Yep. He's on a panel.
Funniest thing was it was him and Tim and someone else that was on a panel, and they're opening a giant loot box at BlizzCon, and they didn't know what was inside it. And for the longest time, they were guessing. And then like at the end, everyone at BlizzCon was like, "Oh, by the way, the real item was held up at customs in Miami or somewhere, wherever it was being flown from. So we couldn't have it here on stage because it got held up by customs. So we have to pretend like we know what it is." And then they're like, "Oh, it's this. It's new skins for Overwatch. How interesting!"
Wow.
And
super
everyone, of course,
cool.
was making fat jokes about Tim the whole time.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't mess with Tim. I've shook Tim's hand in real life. He's a very large human.
Yeah, I took a picture with him because just out of spite, because my brother said he didn't like him. He likes him now, but my brother said he didn't like him. I was like, "I'm gonna take a picture of this guy."
He's a good guy.
Oh, he's super chill.
He's a very humble. I think he's the most humble streamer on the website. That's just me though.
Yeah. Isn't it weird though? Like, and I totally understand. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's weird being like, "Hey, you're a streamer. I watch you all the time. You have no idea who I am. Please take a picture with me, or please sign my autograph book." And they're like, "Okay," and they just like have that like. They have this like formula of things they say and things they do and their mannerisms of people who watch them. It's crazy. They're like, "Okay, It's like this is not who you are on stream. But then again, I totally get it. It's just
See, I met a
crazy
viewer.
mentality you have to have.
I met a viewer of mine at PAX a couple years ago, and that was cool. That was really cool. Just like meeting someone that watches you all the time. It's like, whoa, that's really cool. But we didn't take no pictures or nothing, so I don't really know how that would feel, because that's just like, it's like, oh, I know who you are and how you act all the time, but you've never seen me before. Let's take a picture. All right. Like,
Yeah,
it just feels weird.
It's weird putting a face to the name, because you imagine how your viewers look, but you never
Right.
you can never predict what's like meeting them. It's like everyone, if I ever became that big, everyone's gonna be fucking taller than me because I'm like 5'10". It's like, hey, how are you? You know, it's like it's gonna be fucking like, you just put yourself in that scenario. It's a hard one to become a part of. I don't know.
No, I feel you, man. One day.
Once deal.
Uns dia. We gotta go to an event together sometime, guys. Sometime.
Oh, I meant to bring this up earlier.
What's up?
TwitchCon is in Berlin,
Berlin.
this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Berlin.
We didn't even talk about that, I don't think, because I didn't even think about it till now, but that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Not in the US anymore this year, so.
Yeah, well, I won't be going to that.
No,
I don't
freaking
have
way,
$3,500 to go.
man.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Unless someone wants to donate me $3,500 and think about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that was the actual the BlizzCon that's going to be at the end of the year. I thought they're doing like two
TwitchCon,
events. Or
Yeah.
TwitchCon. I'm sorry, not BlizzCon. TwitchCon.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's the real deal. So it's interesting. I hope they don't do it like that.
2
next
years in a
year,
row.
'cause I really want to go one. I really want to go.
TwitchCon's really cool, man. It was one of my favorite events, just because it's not like a BlizzCon or like a PAX where it's just insane amounts of people. It's a little bit smaller when I went. Granted, I went I went 3 years ago now. Good lord, 3 years ago was pretty small. Got to see all the streamers you watch, just say what's up, hang out. Pretty big chill. I wonder how it's gonna be now with all the partners, man. There's probably so many more partners since I went.
Well, I can see from the catastrophe that was last year with the lines and stuff. I feel like this one's gonna be like a prime year to go.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like they have it down. Because the second day of that event last year, they got it pretty well organized, so it wasn't like a 4-hour wait to get your badge or whatever it was, and then
That's ridiculous.
yeah.
4 hours? Ugh, they used to
it was
mail
something
them.
Insane.
Where's my TCon badge? Yeah, I got
I
this in the
would've
mail,
just
dude.
hopped on that day. Just
Got this puppy in the
on
mail
that.
last time. PAX badges. I need to add to
Yeah, I
my
still
badge
have
collection, dude. I have
still have
just
my
a couple.
packs that year.
That was fun. That was a good time.
That was great, and then it wasn't great. At the same time. Overall, it was great.
Well, what have we learned from that, Ryan? It's you go with the right people and you have control of the situation. That's what we've learned from that.
You don't bring freaks with you.
You
This
just
is your
don't let
circus.
anyone come in at any time into the place.
No.
But we live and
I think
learn.
that's it, boys. We've been
Yeah,
on here
yeah,
for
we've been going, dudes. We could go for like 5 hours, but
the longest one, I think.
Somebody
Yeah.
stop me.
never ever stop me.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's almost 3 hours. Sheesh. All right.
There's a lot to talk about.
All right, chat room. Yeah, that's it. I think that we're wrapping it up here. Calling it good to go. I am personally going to be starting to upload these on YouTube now so people can actually know that we actually do a podcast, because I mean, we get pretty good numbers on the podcast as it is, but I feel like if we get it out to some more platforms and stuff like that and start posting more on it, get it out to some more people. But yeah, feel free to go check out the other Borthers. Exclamation point Borthers, there it is. Feel free to check us out. We stream very regularly, just about daily streamers here. Go shoot us all a follow. Thanks for us being your evening entertainment, everyone. Go check out all of us on our socials. They're right down below our cameras and all that good stuff. Turn on some notifications for all of us and whatnot. Check us out on Twitch and all that good stuff. But we will see you guys next Sunday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time for episode 20. 20! 20 weeks
We're
of the
almost halfway
Borthers.
there.
You guys are probably,
Almost
how are you guys not sick of us? It's crazy. But we appreciate it, guys. Love you. Thanks for supporting us and all you guys do for us and all the good stuff. So we'll catch you guys next week, though. Have a blessed rest of your evening / weekend. Stay safe, and we'll catch you guys next week for another episode. Peace out.
Later, guys.